Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?
Andrew is watching, or like I really hope Andrew read it because it's really, really good. Oh, I forgot to add your camera
could not
again
get to it.
because we do that stupid thing all the time. Hold on, everyone. We'll bring in the man himself. Luckily, I believe you guys can all hear him still for that little bit. So,
Hopefully.
And
We're about to find out if they
boom.
can hear me or not.
Okay, now go. Say something.
Check, check.
There we go. Okay, that's what I just figured out all the audio settings. Don't worry, I'll tell you later if you care. But like, all right, now we're all good. Now I solved the mystery of it all.
You should tell me because then I'll write down a note so we remember.
Basically, what it was is that if I only go into the video and I talk to you, the video only picks up that, and that's the one source. But normally I have you muted because if I have you coming through OBS, the OBS will also throw it into my ear. So like if I have both of them going, exactly.
Hear my voice
but
twice.
because I didn't have you added here when we were talking, I didn't hear that double up. That's why I was like, wait, shouldn't I mute you? Oh, I don't know. And then ta-da! It's been a week.
I got you.
Like I don't even know like why we're that off kilter. It has been a singular week since we did this show.
I got nothing.
But I do know, at least on your end, you at least have an excuse because I know you've been freaking swamped, dude. With just like you guys were like, cracking off at the RIPPAVERSE, and
I was just too busy. Like I didn't stop. Well, because you were streaming some Marvel Rivals, right? And I did not stop working until like 8:30,
which is crazy for you.
Which was like we have so many projects right now that we're trying to like line up in our print slots to be able to like have ready for the printers so they can hit the green button and start printing them.
Right.
And we have to make sure that we have those in by their deadline, because if we don't, then that means something else gets pushed ahead of ours. Right.
Oh yeah, like another project on their docket, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so then that window's gone, and now you got to push it back again, and then you don't want to deal with that. Because
it's a big old kerfuffle that nobody wants to deal with.
But I also saw like, and maybe this is on me because I don't follow every RIPPAVERSE account, just like you, Caro, the main ones, whatever. But all of a sudden you guys have a bunch of like you've got Souri's 1 up for pre-order for June. Another thing,
Saoirse.
So I don't know. However you say her name, she's got a ponytail. Sao.
It's Saoirse. It's because it's Irish.
No, it's not.
Apologize.
No, the fuck it's
I apologize
no, Eric.
for my Gaelic ancestors.
No, that's not even
that's not even a. Because I had to correct people in terms of how, because a bunch of our internal team was not pronouncing it properly either. Like, trust me, I have heard the entire spectrum of how you could probably mispronounce that name. Again, and I was like, guys, it's Saoirse.
I got nothing against that, but it's also kind of a dick move, Eric. Like, you know what you're doing. Like, none of us are going to pronounce that right. Like, how dare you?
I'm sure he knew.
I'm
sure he knew nobody was going to be able to pronounce that right.
But yeah, like, I saw that was up. What else is
Salvage,
up there?
Leap of Force, and Alpha Core 3.
Yeah, like when did those all go up? I feel like
those all went up on Monday, so just this week.
Oh, so like just right
because
now.
we're moving into a new format where we're for the most part, dropping the collection format where we do a bunch of different types of bundles and catch-up packs and
Mhm.
a bunch of merch and things like that, and we're streamlining it to just be more like solicitations. So we're moving closer to what the industry has as its norm, right? Where a few months out from actual release, we put out our solicits and people can start to pre-order then we'll have an FOC, we'll have a final order
Right.
cutoff,
Ooh.
right? In terms of like being able to guarantee non-mass print covers. And then the date. So instead of having our like more loose, fulfillment estimated Q2 or
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Instead,
Yeah. I noticed
the
that.
like the date is the ship date.
Like the date it'll leave your guys' warehouse,
Correct.
right, to everybody. So like April 29th for Alpha Core.
Correct.
That's pretty cool.
Correct.
Like, okay, so it is a bunch of new stuff. I noticed that and I was like, huh, what's going on over there? I guess you probably would have let us all know if we hung out last week, but alas.
Well, funny you should mention that. No, actually, because I found out about it on Friday.
Really? They were Eric. At least
I
put a post-it note on the office fridge, Eric. Like that's
I
like
found out about it on Friday. We all did. And then Monday is when we enacted the new system. So
good. I
we,
mean, always good
we-
that I'm really happy that you guys are like
We're able to
motoring
pivot.
like that. Yeah, like you're motoring. Rippa Digital is such a good move for you guys, but like
yes.
Eric, at least like an hour of lead time, right? Like just 1 hour.
Well, we've like with the digital stuff, it was really testing the waters because, it's hard to really know how well that's going to do when you're a smaller publisher.
Well,
right. And
smaller-
as far as indies go, we're big, but
also,
we just don't have that much data to work with just yet. And so Eric said, you know what? Because he has this how-to book that he put up for pre-order,
Yeah.
which is like how, it's basically
It's up here.
how he created the Rippaverse. Like, hey, this is what worked for me, right? And how we have the success that we've had. There were a lot of digital sales for that thing. And he was like, do I need to reassess how much of an audience is being underserved right now with us not doing digital? And he looked at it and he was like, all right, you know what? Let's test it. And we've sold way more digital copies than we initially expected.
well,
and
I'm
so
sure, yeah.
I think the data is going to point towards us moving towards having that as a more regular thing. I don't know what that's going to look like in terms of a window, like a gap.
Right,
like
right.
When a new release comes out, is it day and date digital? Is it like
And
3 months
even Marvel
afterwards?
and DC battle with that, right? Like
Yeah.
Marvel is like you don't get it for 2 weeks. I think DC is a couple
It's a month.
days. Oh, it's a month. Wow. So even worse.
Well, it's a month through the their apps. So
Right.
like
Yeah,
Marvel
yeah, that's what I
Unlimited
mean. Yeah,
and through
yeah.
like DC Infinite. So even at DC Infinite's like top monthly one, which is like $30 a month or something like that,
You're still that's
you
crazy.
still get it a month later, 30 days.
That
And it's
seems like bad. Like 2 weeks
Well,
is already bad, but 2 weeks seems doable, right? Like-
$30 a month isn't cheap. And so like I can't justify that. Like if
no.
it was day and date digital, then I would do that on top of still having my physical pulse, because sometimes, if there's a scenario, maybe I'm traveling or maybe maybe I'm sick, right?
Or you just want to
And-
like check out a one shot, right? You're like, oh, what is this? I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to buy what is it? Like, even though we both did the Superman Shocks of Love, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
like it's actually not bad. I actually read it. It's actually pretty fun. But
Okay.
this is a rare exception, right? Because like
The premise to me was just like, okay, I don't
As
know
long
why
as-
this is in my box.
as long as you kind of just go like that, go like, all right, what is it, right? Like as long as you do that, you have a lot of fun with it. If you go into it being like, this is the next chapter of the DCU, right? You're gonna be like, what am I doing here? Of their
Yeah.
like one shots they've been doing lately, like the like How to Lose a Lex in like 10 days or whatever, or the Supergirl one they just did. This is one of the better ones. It was actually
Okay.
pretty fun because
Well, that's good to know. Like I'll read it. I initially like I'm not gonna lie, I had like a mild like, what the hell is in my box right now? It's not June yet. And then I had to like quickly like, because the way that the art's done, I couldn't initially tell who I was looking at. And I'm like,
Did they just put the cover A in your box?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay,
it's
because
this
that's a
one.
really confused. Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. That's a really.
So I saw it initially, and I was like, and then because it's John right now who has the Superman blue powers, right?
Yeah.
And so I see more his logo right now. I'm like, what the hell did they put in my box? Like,
Oh yeah,
right?
I see that up at the top. Yeah, that's definitely the John logo. And you're like, why would you give me John? Like, it's Superman, but it's not Superman, right?
Yeah,
Like
and then I'm
100%.
like, wait, Creeper and Live, what? And then I'm like, oh, that is okay.
Well,
All
see,
right,
like,
well, they put it in my box, and I wasn't gonna be like, I don't
I
want
don't want
this
this. Ew. Yeah, right. Like
because they're
they,
trying
they
to make sales and all that stuff
and that
anyway.
also
And so I'm
shows
like,
like
all right.
they were taking an initiative there, right? They're like, we know this customer, he buys
Well,
Superman.
and I have all the other Superman books
Right,
currently, other than Action Comics,
right.
in my box.
And so to me, that's just good. Say it like store ownership, right?
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell was going to be in the book or whatever, right? But like, I kind of had that battle too, because like obviously I got this cover, but we knew that the Kyle Darkseid one from Galactic Slam, right? Because we talked about that last week. I finally picked one up. I didn't remember, or I forgot, or I just didn't know that they were doing more. So I went into the shop and I saw this one, and I was like, oh, do I really want to buy like a one-shot random ass okay, I guess I'm going to because I need that cover. And then yeah, it's pretty fun inside. Like the first page, Jack Ryder, he's like doing a show and he signs off. He's like, now it's time to be the Creeper. I'll see you out on the streets. And then he's just like walking through Gotham, and there are like there's two people, and they're like, what's wrong with that guy? Like, is he okay? And then there's another bubble which is like, that's just the Creeper, dude. He looks like that. It's like, keep moving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's that kind of a fun book. All right, that's where we're going with that.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
a priority thing on your stack.
Prioritize it, that's for
definitely.
sure.
Yeah, you can leave it at the end. It's not like huge continuity thing, but it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, well that's good to know.
And then there is a backup story by Slott at the very, very end, which again, Slott's kind of the man right now when it comes to, well, not the man, but he's doing really good on Superman. So it's a really good
like
backup
Superman
story.
Unlimited has been a solid book.
It's been really,
it's
really
been
good.
kind of like for the most part, like an episodic thing.
And that's the best part about
I'm
it.
here for it.
Is that it's just episodic. So like we can pick it up. You get your full story in that book. If you want to keep reading, go for it. If not, you're all good right there. So, yeah, like where normally we would, go, oh, Dan Slott, Spider-Man, he's pretty good on Superman. The backup story is basically like a guy gets accidentally swapped to Bizarro World, like a regular human guy, and he's like trying to deal with it. But his real life sucks, right? Like his wife is always mean to him, his kids don't love him. But then he goes to Bizarro World and he loves it because everybody's like, Dad, me am love you. You am best dad possible. And he's like, oh, I love it here. Don't take me back.
Oh my gosh.
All right. But yes, guys, aside from that little catch up, let's see. Main dockets that we're going to talk about tonight. We have DCKO Boss Battle, which is terrible.
Really bad.
Like, it's really, really bad, guys. We will get into it. We have a little ASM to catch up on. We're finally at the end of Norman's arc-ish kind of thing. And
probably kind of ish.
I
suspect we are.
I suspect we are too, but at this point, I don't know what's going on with those books, right? Like,
yeah.
Peter's already back.
Peter's return felt like kind of jarring because he's just
shows
up right at the end.
He's just
right, and his we'll get into it when we get to that book because I have many thoughts. There are a lot of things that I liked and a lot of things that I hated about this issue.
Same here, man. But we'll hit some ASM, we'll hit some absolute books, and probably a quick hit on Ultimate Endgame because we really gotta. It's not the business right now. It's really failing on, which is really sad because I was just thinking about it earlier when I was reading, Andrew. I was like, remember Ultimate Spider-Man when you and I were reading that like at the start, and we were like, holy shit, this is everything. Like this is gonna be so good. And
it's why I've been consistently grabbing every single trade as it releases.
I know,
because it was just so good.
And then we get to end the decision to end Endgame is clearly. It wasn't planned. It's bad. We will get into it. But before we get into any of that, let's say hello to everybody who popped up in the chat. For some reason, guys, the program we used to bring up the comments was not working when we came on. We tried everything. That was totally out of our control. It's working now. It just popped back up. But until I catch up, I'll just be reading from the YouTube thing. So don't worry about that, guys. First up, we got Clone Geek here. What's going on, Clone Geek? He asks, what are your thoughts on Iris West being from the future? I read a Legion of Superheroes issue last night that opened with a news article written by her. I
mean, she was revealed to be from the future back in the 70s. So that's like...
Was she from the future, or didn't they just move there?
No, so what it was is that she was revealed to be from the future in the 70s, from like the 30th century, right? And she was sent back in time as an infant to escape that crappy kind of apocalyptic future.
Mm-hmm.
And she was adopted
by
that's
right.
people whose last names were the West, right?
Isn't it like, oh, it's Ira? I know this because it's Ira West. Is like the people, because I know that because I was like, really, like you guys aren't even well, it's Iris and Ira, and I was like, you guys aren't even trying with like that one's lazy, DC. No, they weren't. Like that one's really lazy.
Right. What you're thinking of is when, and DC did this as kind of a marketing move because the sales for the Flash book at the time were just not good,
so bad,
and so they're like, what do we do? Let's just get rid of Barry and Iris. And what they did was, like, after the death of Iris from Thawne, and then Barry like seemingly killing Thawne,
and then he has to go on trial.
Yeah, and that whole stupidity. Like, after all that, her parents transferred her consciousness into a new body, and then she and Barry moved to the future.
Comic books, everybody.
That was like, yeah, because comics, right? This is like peak cuz comics, and this was in the 80s, right? This was actually just right before Crisis.
And
right before Crisis on Infinite Earths.
My favorite part about that is you can totally feel the like editorial nature dripping off, not in a bad way, but you know, we're a comic book company, we got to keep the twist going, we got to keep the story going. Like, what do we Iris is from the future, but she's also not her real self, she's a baby clone, and she's dead, but she's not. Like, I can just see that all building, and it's like, good old comics. That's why we needed Crisis.
Comics being comics, that's exactly what that was doing there. I don't actually on its face have an issue with Iris being from the future. Like, it resulted in some interesting stuff during Wade's run.
And I think that's like very like old school Silver Age sci-fi comic books, like my wife is from the future, right? Like just weird things like that. Mm-hmm. I kind of like Adam Strange, right? Where Adam Strange is what's her name? His wife is on Ran all the time, which is like sort of the same, but space instead of time. But yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I like it. I'm interested to see if because right now in the Flash comics, we're not going to get into it, but like Wally is talking to Iris's like past self and just drop Bart off with her to watch him, and I don't think anything bad. Like, it's not like, oh god, are they going to ruin things? But I'm just interested to see how Mark Waid plays that going forward.
Because he's only got a couple issues left.
He's got like 2, maybe 3.
Like, 2, maybe 3, and then because
I know he goes through KO, so I think KO ends officially this month, or next. It's about to. So it's
because then there's KO, like Aftermath or Fallout or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Who cares?
Right.
Like nothing is just KO matters.
It's just a freaking epilogue issue that is probably going to be as ridiculous as the event itself.
Do you remember when they used to put the epilogues in the fucking final issue of the
like in the back of the final issue? Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that.
I'm thinking back to Infinite Crisis. Imagine, Andrew, if we got to the end of Infinite Crisis and everybody wins, and then that's where the book ends, and then we have to go get a separate, like 1 year later one shot to get the bit about like Bruce going on his trip with the boys, right? And like Superman and like all 3 of them going like, we're gonna abandon our identities for a little bit. We got to let the new hero
or even worse, like not showing after a final crisis that Bruce is actually still alive.
My god, dude, I'm actually surprised they didn't do that. You just brought up a really, really good point. I'm surprised we didn't get like the like Omega Beam special or something, right? Like Final Crisis, Omega Aftermath, and it's just that. Like, wow. And is that not a testament to what we're talking about? Where, like, look, they used to handle it expertly, and now I'm genuinely like, wow, I can't believe they did it right.
Yeah.
Like, wow. No, that's a really good point. What's up? We got Punk just dropping in to say hello. What's up, Punk? We have Mare. How is it going, Mare? Always a pleasure to see you. Guys, make sure you click on, I believe she's logged in the Room of Requirement account. That's the official one, right? With the class on the end?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Click that if you're into Harry Potter, or you just want to learn Harry Potter, or you want to support our boy. Subscribe. It's great. It's just really good. We've talked about it. You all better have seen it by now. But yeah, go subscribe to Room of Requirement. I just wanted to bring this up really quick. This is not because this is not a video game show, but did you hear this? Clone Geek brought it up. Baldur's Gate is getting a TV show.
I literally just, while I was eating dinner before the show,
well, that's when it came
I was
out.
Scrolling online and saw that. I was like, oh, really interesting. It's supposed to follow after the events of Baldur's Gate 3. Now, that's like one of those things where you run into the same issue as like trying to do a TV series or a movie of either Mass Effect or Dragon Age, where like it's a decision-based game and branching storylines and things like that, and player choice and all of that. So like, there are a lot of variables that could happen there.
Mm-hmm.
So you inevitably have to address that, you know, okay, what is the mindset that you're going into this project with as the writer for this, right? What are you as the showrunner doing to, you know, approach this in a way that doesn't feel like you're stripping the agency from players and the weight from players? And that can be easily done. All you have to do really is just say, hey, we're approaching it as though these are the events from our playthrough, right? We're not trying to say this is the canonical thing, right?
Fallout. This last season of Fallout, they actually because they've said it's canon to the games, and the last season canon, if it's to be believed, if we follow those events, it specifically canonizes one ending from Fallout New Vegas, and everybody was like, is that what we want to do? Especially because that's like the most controversial one. And Todd Howard and the showrunner came out and they were like, well, you see, we thought about that, and really the way we approached it was like, in the world of Fallout, you're working with unreliable narrators, right? So it's like, you might, like in the game, that narrator might have said like, we beat him, but then, you know, is that really what happened? Is that just the legend? And I'm like, that kind of works, except for the fact that like with Fallout, I'm in that first person shoes, right? Like,
right.
I'm experiencing those events. Am I unreliably narrating what's exactly happening to me as it's happening? You know what I mean? So like, you just got to be better about like setting up that framing or whatever. But the main thing I wanted to hit you with Baldur's Gate, because I know you love it, Larian's not involved. No involvement from Larian.
Is it confirmed they're not involved?
They came out themselves and said, we got nothing to do with this.
Oh. Okay.
You are about to get the worst like TikTok, Tumblr fangirl writers on this show. Like, buckle up, everybody. So I just wanted to bring that up because hilarious. Nobody learns. Nobody ever learns.
Amazing.
Subhuman is here. What's up, Sub? Well, first of all, he says, did I mention that I bought Flash Reckless Youth, first appearance of Impulse and Terminal Velocity? Now you're getting onto the good runs to collect. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you already got all the Superman. You already got all the Batman. What's next? Didn't you say you were going for the Perez Wonder Woman? I feel like you brought that up a little while ago. But either way, you're in the good zone of like Wade Flash and stuff. But
yeah, no, that's the good stuff.
But he also asks, I know your opinion on Scott Snyder's Batman. What is your opinion on the other Batman titles from the New 52 era? So what will be? That'll be like Detective Comics.
Well, you'd have your Detective Comics by was it
because I know Batman eventually became king.
Well, so there are a few of them. So you have Detective Comics by, wasn't it Tony S. Daniel? Then you had Batman and Robin by Tomasi. Then you had
And then there was like Batman and Robin Eternal, which was like
yes, there was that.
the 52-week one, which is actually pretty good.
Right, and that one also had multiple writers.
Yeah, that
right?
that was very much just another 52 thing. So that's why I'm like,
yeah,
of course I'm gonna like default be about it, but we all saw how Countdown
I know
went.
Snyder worked on that one. I know Tinian worked on that one.
It was like
and
all
then you
of
also
them,
had
believe.
Dark Knight, Batman the Dark Knight.
Oh, I forgot. That was supposed to be like the like a Superman Unlimited, wasn't it? Where it was supposed to be like sort of more contained stories.
They were pretty contained, and they were run of the mill is disingenuous.
Yeah, not run of the mill, but
it
like
was meant to be
your casual
more or less
pickup.
kind of standard fare Batman type stories. They weren't trying to do anything crazy. They approached it from a slightly darker angle from the rest of the line. It wasn't anything like amazing, but it was solid.
Yeah,
and the art was always really good. I
It
mean, you
really
had Dave
was,
Finch
yes.
on it, so
who like I don't like him when they put him on like life heroes, like agility heroes. Like he did he did a lot of Daredevil for a little bit, and it's good, but he's like David really rocks when it's like muscular. And it always just bugs me when his Daredevil is like and I'm like, dude, you're not flipping through. You're absolute Daredevil at this point. And so I just laugh about that. But yeah, I think I kind of land right there with you. Obviously, Batman was like the best foot forward. I really liked Batman and Robin, and then Batman and Robin Eternal. I think I was just reading Detective Comics because it was related to everything, right? Like it's just there. And then there was a Nightwing book. I don't remember it being anything like not bad. Like I just
that was when they
had
the Better Than Batman arc and all of that.
Oh, that's when he brings back his, or they give him the red suit. That's right. Which was, oh, it's kind of okay. It's not.
I don't like Nightwing with the red suit. I'll be honest.
I don't either. I like I forget what it is. I think it might be Injustice actually, but there's some canon where Damian takes over the role of Nightwing and he goes into the red, and I'm like, I actually like that. Like
that makes more sense.
Damian in a red, that works for you. And because the red on Dick was just like, you're just trying for a change. Like there's no real, like nobody had an idea for a Nightwing suit. You just went,
because
he's
always had blue as part of his suit after he graduated from Robin.
Like down to the disco suit, right? Yeah, like all the way back.
Disco suit up until he got his actual proper Nightwing suit.
God, do you remember? Okay, and only because it comes up in Night Fight, and we'll probably touch on it. But in Night Fight, Dick has his ponytail again when he's older, and I was just like, oh man, do you remember like when Chuck was writing him as Nightwing, and he was like flipping around with that like super long ponytail?
I do indeed.
I actually think the ponytail is a worse 90s haircut than the Superman mullet. Like I genuinely, it's really, really bad. But let's see. No, the world must fangirl over him, right? That's what happens when you have a public figure. Yeah, fourth one was Batman Dark Knight. That had David Finch. Yeah, see, like, I like Finch, but then they tried to do the thing where they oversaturate your Batman, but they didn't have enough to do with him. Because everything was sort of, like, centered on Batman, and, like, you had to play around with what Snyder was doing. Again, like, the New 52 altogether was really rough, right? So, like, the books we do like are sort of, like, gems among...
They're the standouts.
Yeah, the standouts. Yeah. Real big standouts. Look at that. Newest video is at 250 views for Room of Requirement. That's only going to go up once we get the TV show going, once we get the Hogwarts Legacy 2 out. I will say, I know you love Powder, and I know you're excited for this, but the fact that they're like, oh, we're going to do like an 8-episode season or whatever of 8 hours, and it's going to be a 1-to-1 of Philosopher's Stone. I'm like, that book is this big, man. Like, it's not that chunky for, like, an 8-hour adaptation. The first movie is, like, 2 hours, and it's perfect.
They've said they're going to explore some of the setup stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to get some stuff that's, like, mentioned in the book.
Oh, they're going to do...
expounded upon, I think.
Okay, they're going to do the thing where it's, like, the Star Wars thing, the not in a bad way, just like that's what Disney Star Wars does, right? Like they latch on to like they said one thing right here, and now we can expand that into a whole story, right? And it's just like we didn't
Potentially.
yeah. So I'm just like I'm not an anti Harry Potter. I'm not anti the show. I don't really like. It's just not in my wheelhouse. But that to me, I'm like, oh man, that's you got to impress with like an 8-hour runtime.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it's good.
Of course, there's plenty of material to add in there, but it's more like because not a lot of it was developed properly or explored by J.K. Like now you're putting it in the hands of the writers to go, what do we do with this? And sometimes it works. Sometimes you get Rings of Power. Totally forgot about that show until I said it right now. Like
I did too. Thanks for reminding me. The only episodes that I have scene of Rings of Power, Mary and I watched the first 2 episodes of season 1 and we were like, we can't do this. This is bad.
Like
this is so bad.
I was done, and this is me and Andrew, both intellectually honest, like the most you can probably have in our sphere. Like that first episode, I was like, okay, it's the first like 2 minutes when they go into like the cave and they fight the troll, and like one of them like Galadriel like steps on the sword and they like fling her up and she does like a spin slash down move, and I'm like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah,
like what actually is this? Like this is actually painful. And then then I got to that scene where like one of the villagers starts trying to do like the 1-to-1 racism allegory against the elves, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is so bad. But yes, I don't even know how we got there. Good luck, Harry Potter. I know you won't be as bad as that. Like there's just no statistical way you'll be as bad as that. But
we set the bar super low, but I'm hopeful that they'll do a good job.
Oh, absolutely. I'm hopeful because I want it to be good for you guys, like for you and Mare and Dill and Trace and everybody, the main people I know who like Harry Potter. So yeah, definitely. Let's see. But enough about other media. We literally hit like video games, movies, TV. We are not talking about what we're here for, which is comic books. But thankfully, we have a good transition there because we can start tonight with a bad comic book. Why don't we kick things off with that, shall we?
Oh gosh, yeah, let's get it out of the way.
We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with DCKO Boss Battle.
Calling it a battle is only accurate insofar as it was a battle to get through it.
Or to like not feel angry that I read it. Like actually, I got to the end of it and I had the thought, Andrew, I was like, if I paid money for this.
Oh, I did.
I know, and that's why when you sent your stack yesterday in the Discord, and I was like, no way, you actually bought Boss Battle. And that's the only reason I would have said that, because it's just that bad. Like
it really is.
So guys,
I regret it. I regret that whatever it was, $4.99 I spent on that.
What? They didn't draw the line?
Oh gosh. Drawing the line at $2.99 or holding the line at $2,
whatever it was.
And then they changed it like a month later.
Did not hold that line. But yes, DCKO Boss Battle, in case you guys aren't aware of what this issue is, essentially it is an interlude in the main DCKO event. If you guys remember, as the I got to take down the double paging real quick. No, go away, double pages. That's not what we need right now. Oh, is that like a singular page? Okay, that just wants to be a singular page. So we have to go to the Zoom page. Whatever. But as we all remember, there is the house ad for the final issue of DCKO showing the last panel of the last issue where the final 4, Lex, Joker, Wonder Woman, and Superman, they arrive on Earth, which has been apocalypsified, and their final opponents are the Absolute Trinity. What we get here with Boss Battle is an interlude where in the midst of, the final fight kicking off, right? Like this book kicked off like a second after the end of that issue where they're all rushing to fight, and World Forger, he goes, they don't have enough energy yet. Like the Omega energy that they've been collecting by doing this conflict and this fighting and these battlings.
It's not enough to take on
the Absolute Trinity.
Absolute Universe characters because they are made of it.
I like that though. I will say that. Like
that's pretty rad. Yeah.
Which is okay. That's something I think we can acknowledge. Like this is written by Jeremy Adams. So like there are little nuggets where you're like, that makes sense to KO, and I like that. But then it just I feel like this had to have been like a corporate mandate for him.
There's
Right?
no way this wasn't a corporate mandate
Like
because
there's just
of all
no
the
way.
arbitrary decision making, it seems like was done just for them to have the ability to have like more of their Warner Brothers IPs present
Right?
in the book, right? It's just a big advertisement.
And it's not even an advertisement in or like in a genuine way. Okay, how do I explain this? Like the Invincible Spider-Man crossover that I always talk about, right? Clearly an advertisement for Invincible way over Spider-Man, right? Everybody knows him. But at least both of the stories, like the issue where Invincible goes over and then the issue itself, treat everything like it's serious. And it has sort of like impact to both worlds, and it doesn't just feel like an old 90s 80s cartoon where it's like, hi, I'm Annabelle the doll, check out my movie on March 9th, like, right?
No, the Annabelle does absolutely nothing,
which is the worst part. Like, we will get it. Okay, guys, so let's get into that real quick before we'll do the setup. So
the book is bad.
The setup to this is basically World Forger goes, you don't have enough Omega energy, I need to do like an emergency, like just send you out there to get more. So essentially he cracks like a moment, like a split second in time, and that's where they exist now. And he randomly summons back 4 defeated KO fighters, which, again, there's no explanation for why it's them.
They just needed to justify having more one-on-one fights with their other IPs. So they just made a dartboard with different characters who would fall in this event, and then just threw darts like, all right, who's it going to be?
Because we get Black Lightning, Plastic Man, Batwoman, and Star Sapphire. Like,
yeah, we got characters that the most we saw of any of those characters was Star Sapphire in like issue 2,
where she got like all the rings and she got taken out
for like a split second.
But like,
we didn't really see piss all of the other ones.
I kind of forgot that like Lightning was even there, like genuinely, and Batwoman. I knew Plastic Man was there, but like not those two. That's how inconsequential they've been. But to the kind of point you and I always bring up about KO, where nothing matters. Like, I cannot believe that we're still here and they're just still making up rules that don't make sense. Because, guys, on this page, I'm sure, if you want to pause it, you guys can all read it, whatever. But there's no explanation. World Forger just goes, you need help. Here are 4 fallen heroes. And it's like, what? Should we, maybe get somebody who fell like Guy Gardner? Jay? Like, anybody powerful? No, let's just get these guys. Like, they're not powerful, but it's like, what are we doing?
Big Barda?
Any of you guys, like, any of them, anybody else. But no, we get them, and then this is where it gets really stupid, because, like, World Forger goes, I just need to send you out there, like, into the multiverse, into the universe, go. And so that is where we get into our, like, that's how the crossovers start. But then again, there's no rhyme or reason to where he sends anybody.
There's no rhyme or reason. There's no actual setup for it. They're just dropped in a place, and it's your super cookie cutter, like 2 characters from different worlds or universes meeting, and then they like fight for a split second.
It feels like those insert comics they do for like video games, where it's like pre-order Mortal Kombat and get like a 6 like page mini comic, and it hits like all the hits, because that's what it's supposed to sort of be. I mean, you guys can all see it right here. Plastic Man and Black Lightning get thrown to Mortal Kombat, and they just literally start talking like the game, right? Like, there's Scorpion just goes like, you must fight. And then as they fight, here, I'll go to the next page. There's like round 2, test your might. Like, it just fight. Like, it just comes from out of nowhere. And it's just like, what are we doing here? So that is kind of like the amount of care we're getting with all these crossovers. So yeah, Plastic Man and Black Lightning go to Mortal Kombat. Wonder Woman goes to face off against Red Sonja. Joker gets dropped into the Conjuring universe and is, dropped in front of Annabelle's house. Batwoman goes to Vampirella's domain and to her castle. And Star Sapphire goes to Greendale and meets up with Sabrina. Meanwhile, Lex goes to I don't
even know what property this is.
It's a really good indie comic. It's got a really long. It's like something. Okay, there's got to be like a credit page here somewhere, right? Like, somebody will tell me. Um. Oh yeah, beneath the trees where nobody sees. That's what it is.
Beneath the trees where nobody sees.
And it's
Okay.
sort of like a the whole twist is that it's drawn as sort of like that Teddy Ruxpin, Franklin, very like storybook animal worldy. But Samantha Strong here is a serial killer, like of that world. So it's just like kind of exploring that or whatever. So it's really popular. I've heard. I haven't started it yet, but it was. I will at least say like that was probably the coolest pull here, just because it's comics, right? Like you're going, oh,
Sure.
here's another like this is an indie darling. We got you. Like that. That to me is if you're going to do something like this is what you do. Not saying the results are good, but that at least was like a good start point. And then of course we get, as I'm sure we've all seen, Superman versus Homelander. Now, I guess so. This is how dumb the issue is. Andrew and I just took you through like it goes one page of introduction, one page of intro, that's okay. Okay, we've all seen that. That is now how the rest of it plays out. We get one more page of a fight between them, and then it just goes kind of really, really stupid. But we'll break it all down because, okay, fight between Sub-Zero and Scorpion versus Plastic Man and Black Lightning. I don't get how Plastic Man gets frozen here, and he's just fine.
Yeah,
because
no damage whatsoever, nothing.
That's like who took like high school chemistry and you do like the nitrous or the nitrous, right? Where you like drop it in and it gets like the rose and it freezes it and you can shatter it. Like
Yep.
That's what happens. So like he has no reason for surviving this, and it's really, really dumb. All they really do is like they throw one attack, dodge, and then like win with the next attack. It's really, really not a fight. There was a book I was reading this week. I think it's one of the ones we read. I'd have to think for a second. But it has really, really good fight tracking. And I think it might be Absolute Superman. I don't know. We'll get into it. But this is not good fight display on these pages. The Wonder Woman Red Sonja fight, probably the one that also makes like the most sense and works. You know, they're both warriors. They're both kind of talking about like this is what I had to do to survive in man's world. Oh, but this is what you should do. Kind of, it works. But at the end of the day, Red Sonja is still a human. She's not.
Yeah. At the end of the day, she doesn't last 2 seconds against Diana.
No, like right there where Diana smashes like the sword on the shield, your arm's gone. Like it just evaporates.
Yeah, she just shattered every bone in your arm.
Which is, you know what? I just realized this. It would have been really fun if somehow Adams would have subtly dropped in just a little, like, you know, under Dynamite's nose, be like, I was just in New York City before this fight or something, and like reference the Red Sonja MJ like crossover from back in the day. That would have been a little fun.
Oh gosh.
Right? Yeah. But then we get to Superman Homelander, which is fine, I guess.
It's the one you would expect to be the coolest, and maybe in some way it is, but it's also super underwhelming because as is the case with all of these, like you don't really get anything with it, right? It's just like they try to sell it as, and this is part of the problem with this, and this why this issue should never have been made, because you're trying to essentially just put two different IPs on equal playing field for a moment, right?
Right.
And it serves no actual purpose. We're told at the outset of the issue, oh, you need to get more Omega energy. But all of this is for naught anyway, because at the end, World Forger just sends all of them back to their own times and worlds.
It's even, we'll get into even what, like, it's even worse. Like, this entire thing becomes inconsequential with Star Sapphire. Like, we'll get into that. But,
oh, yeah.
I will give Adams credit here. I did like this exchange of heat visions where Superman's like, it matches mine. I can see that. You know what I mean? Like, I can see that being like the power that Homelander can meet. Like that, like there's just like a specific temperature that all heat vision goes at, right? Unless you were like letting loose. So like, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, unless it's when Clark, goes full like
like
vaporize
Cyclops.
everything
Yeah,
in front
just
of
like
him. Yeah.
I'm not having
Or
this
like,
anymore.
well, what he does in where the heck is it? In the Supergirl Return of Supergirl arc, where he wipes out all of the fake Doomsdays.
Oh yeah, or of course
Right?
the moment I always bring up when he finds Batman's corpse in Final Crisis, and he just like
Oh yeah,
digs
and then
a
he just
trench
kind of goes off.
essentially across the entire world with his heat vision because
Yeah.
he's so mad. But here's what bugged me a lot about this fight, Andrew. Right, so Superman's here. Adams gets their personalities right. Superman is very much like a, hey, like, can I help? Like, what's going on? And Homelander's, no, you're a little bitch. Like that works. But what we see here is they clash. Superman dives into the ground to do sort of like a pop-up attack. And Homelander goes like, oh, I've never seen anybody run away by going underground. And Supes pops up and says, Superman doesn't run away. That felt weird. Like,
Yeah. I speak in the third person.
I don't run away. Like, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. And
like, what are we doing here?
And nobody knows who you are. Like, why are you declaring yourself? It's just really, really weird. So, oh God. And then this is what pisses me off a lot. Like, you and I both didn't really have high hopes for this. Like, when it got announced, we were like, what are they doing? But I will admit, when they said like Joker fights Annabelle or like, clashes, I went, you could do something here. There could be something really dumb, really funny.
There's something there. We don't get whatever that was.
Well, like, you could have done like Annabelle, curses him and starts like messing with him, but nobody believes Joker because he's Joker. Or it doesn't affect him because he's or he just like rolls with it, right? Because there's a lot of fun stuff you could do here, which I thought we were getting a glimpse here because he's having a tea party with Annabelle and he's talking to her and he's just like, your stories are so much better than mine. And he's just like one-sided losing his mind against a doll. I was like, okay, we're doing something here. That's it, guys. The next thing he goes, oh, that doll moved. And that's the end of his fight with Annabelle. I'm not even kidding.
It's a complete waste of time. The way his hair's drawn also bothers me.
Oh, the Joker's entire appearance in this issue really bothers me, right?
I think you could fix a lot of it just by at least fixing the hair, but his hair just looks like my hair looked like that before I got a haircut yesterday. Like, what are we doing here?
It definitely looks like too young, trendy, Shaggy.
Yeah.
And then like something about his lips being so thin and red really bugged me. Like, it's not like so clowny as it is like horror, like nun monster. I don't know. It's not intentional. I'm just being nitpicky. But yeah, long story short, weird Joker design. But from there, and here's where it gets even stupider, everybody, they just all start crossing over. Like, Superman and Homelander all of a sudden just burst through the Conjuring universe walls into where Annabelle and Joker are. And all of them just start tearing through until we get to this incredibly stupid page. Like, I look at this page and it feels so bad. It feels like a member berry, how do you do, fellow kids? Kind of like what you were saying at the beginning. Like this is what all of our IPs are. Isn't this so cool? And it's like, nothing here is cool. Nothing feels good on this page. But as Andrew was saying at the very end, once all the Omega energy is collected, he just sends everybody back. That's no questions. Like, I don't even know where that arena came from. Like, nothing gets answered. He just sends them back. He has all the Omega energy, and he charges up the final four, and they rush into battle against the Absolute Trinity. So, the entire story, very stupid. Genuine waste of time. Nobody does anything in this. What I was saying, the thing I'm going to point out here with Star Sapphire and Sabrina is that their interaction actually makes this entire event pointless. Like, everything we've been through for the last few months doesn't matter. And I think Andrew and I talked about this last time we were on Foil Variant, but Carol goes to Greendale. She meets Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She goes, I think we're supposed to fight. And Sabrina goes, why do we have to fight? And, I got to get Omega energy. And Sabrina just goes, oh, is that it? I bet I can just make a spell and conjure up a bunch of it. And she does. It goes out of control because she doesn't know how to like wield it, but she essentially just created all the Omega energy they need. So why did we even have the tournament? Why just go get Zatanna, go get John, go get the Justice League Dark, go do anything else than a stupid tournament that does not make sense. Right? Like, it's just nobody's thinking here.
And then the way that the issue ends, like, you could literally skip this issue in its entirety.
You
like go from issue 3 of KO into issue 4, and I guarantee this thing right here does not get referenced. So this just happens because he even says at the outset, right, that it happens in that like pocket, that split second of time. So okay, so I could just like not read this. So in fact,
they are not going to mention it.
Don't even put it in the omnibus. You'll be taking away from the omnibus.
Hopefully, like this is the one time I'll say, like, hopefully rights issues prevent this from being collected, because there's no point to it.
This is bad.
Like, this entire bit right here, Andrew, I just realized. So when World Forger is collecting all the energy and he's about to like let it rip into everybody and send everybody home, Grodd is like, can you handle this? And he's like, no, but I have to. And so he powers them all up, and he's very, very weakened. He's basically left for dead, but still alive. You could have done all of this, Andrew, if we started off DCKO 4. That first page is like, you know, what is that? Is that us? Doesn't matter. Charge! Then you get the like credit page. Then there's like a little interlude where like Clark and Superman, they're like, wait, what's going, like, why does it stop? And World Forger does you're not strong enough, you don't have it. But instead of sending them out there, he just goes, this is what I have to do. And he like gives himself, because he's still like creation Omega energy.
Yeah.
And boom, now like the sacrifice still works. You could even kill him for more impact, and everybody's powered up, and we didn't have to go through all of this. And yeah, it's just, it's so, I don't know what the hell the point of this entire event is. It doesn't, without rules, games aren't fun. And yeah, they just keep throwing things at the wall, and not having fun here. I didn't even have fun seeing Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I was excited for her. And no. The entire fight, guys, between Vampirella and Batwoman, right there. Yeah. 3 panels.
That's literally it.
1 throw from fucking Batwoman. It's ridiculous. Like, just such a bad issue. Hey, what's going on, Zaid Comics?
It was clearly a corporate editorial mandate,
and to the point where like,
because this is Jeremy Adams, he's a really good writer.
We really like him. His Green Lantern was good. Oh, he's still on it, right? Is it still him?
His Aquaman's fantastic.
His Aquaman is great. His Flash was fun. So like when I opened this initially, even though we were against it, I was like,
lost. One of the hosts.
No.
Apparently.
No. Well,
that's no good. What happened? Or at least maybe it's doing the thing again where it did it last time, where now you're back. At least you're back for me. Did it do the same thing as it did last time, where like you were actually still here?
I think so, because
I just lost you.
Because yeah, I was talking. I might have, maybe something cut me from like the feed, and I might have cut out for everybody else. But no, that was weird. I was here the entire time. No, I didn't go anywhere. We got it. But yeah, don't get this. This book is not fun, and like, it almost got me with a Frank Cho cover. And I still went like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And I made the right decision.
You made the right decision. I did not.
It's okay. It's okay. We all make very, very terrible decisions. And I don't have any bad issues to look at right now, but I'm sure there's a couple in there that I could go pull out and go, oh God, remember that I bought this? So it happens to the best of us. But yeah, that's where we are with KO for right now. I still don't care about it. I just want it over. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
But Andrew, from there, what should we hit next? What do you want to talk about next? Do we want to do Batman? Do we actually?
Let's do the quick hits on the Absolute Trinity.
All right. Let's see.
Or I guess just quick hit on Absolute in general.
Yeah, we'll do a quick hit. Let's see. I'm just trying to go in like alphabetical order. I guess we will start with Batman. Batman, which would be issue 16, correct? the team up
Yeah,
issue.
well, all three of them are on the same number now because they all dropped
which is
within
so
2 weeks
bad.
of each other.
And yeah, guys, in case you don't know, it's something Andrew and I keep like raising our eyebrows at. Due to various scheduling issues, all the Absolute books are now like on the same day of like they're on the same week or they're the next week up. So there's a 2-week chunk of Absolute books and then nothing, which is like you really should have one Absolute book at least a week to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, you want it staggered.
So I hope they fix things and things get better, but it's a very weird moment to be in. But that scheduling all aside, these books are still incredible. Like some of the Trinity right now is, I love the Absolute Trinity so damn much, guys. It's been so fun. But where were we even with like issue 15? Oh, that's right. Issue 15 is when we met the scariest guy in existence. I totally forgot about that. So I believe you and I talked about the Wonder Woman crossover issue with Batman just very briefly, where we really liked it. It was a lot of fun. Their character interactions, like I really like them as just like not romantic, platonic, ally, whatever. I just like them together. Their interactions are really
they just
good.
have good chemistry.
Yeah,
regardless of what that chemistry develops or doesn't develop into. They're really good characters on the page together.
You know what I just sort of realized? Like they're both sort of the character where they, at a very young age, sort of had their destiny of evil fighting, crime fighting thrust upon them, and like their true childhood taken away. So both Diana and Bruce are still sort of like naive children a little bit underneath their big tough exteriors, and I think that's where both Kelly so far and now Snyder were able to pick up on, which like good. I hope they like worked together or they talked, because they both like landed right on how to treat these characters, and it's great.
Yeah.
So with this, yes, Absolute Batman, we pick back up in the aftermath of the Bane fight. We get Bruce going back to work. His boss Lucius Fox, Absolute Lucius Fox, telling him basically like, dude, I know you've been working really hard, but you got to take some time. I really did like the.
He literally tells him to go touch.
Get
grass.
out there, touch some grass, ride a horse, get in a fight, just have some fun.
He kind of does all of those things.
I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize that he rides the horse and he touches the grass when he goes to the other, like, fun. That's awesome. I didn't realize that. But
and that's why Bruce responds at the end that I did what you told me to, right? I touched grass, rode a horse, and
dude, I just assumed it was he was doing like the I did what you told me to, I went and had fun. Like, that's even better. Man, Snyder, you rule so hard. But before we get to the Amazon of it all, Bruce does check back in on his friends, specifically Harvey and Oswald Cobblepot. They hate him, or at least are very, very fucking mad at him.
They're a little grumpy with him right now.
Okay, so first off, I really like whatever they're doing with this penguin design. I know it's going to be it's going to be an absolute.
It's going to be horrifying.
It's going to be bad, because especially after what we saw him in after Bane, right, where he was just like smushed up.
He was like a mangled mess of like flesh and sinew.
Flesh. So however he restructures is going to be.
It was some Japanese body horror.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
We get Two-Face with a blue face. Nothing really radical here. It is funny seeing Harvey with like really long white hair. Like I just assume that's him just being in the hospital. Like, that's not a design choice per se, but it makes him look like a Final Fantasy character to me. Like, I'm gonna meet him in Rebirth or something. But I wanted to ask you about this, Andrew, because the meeting doesn't go exactly as Bruce was hoping, because he was hoping to show up, show his friends that he still cares, be there for them. But Oswald in particular, kind of loses his shit on Bruce and goes like, oh, you think you just come in here and make it all better? Like, you did this to us. Like, what is your problem? Like, yeah, you can save the city, but how about saving your friends? And, yeah, that's right. Walk away, walk away. So I wanted to ask you, Andrew, because this is a very common thing we see in like these kind of stories, like superhero stories or fantasy or whatever. What do you feel about it? I don't like this. Like, I always feel like it's such childish logic. Like, okay,
It is.
you can be mad in that moment, but then like I kind of predict that this is going to be that point that he latches onto to become Penguin. And like,
Yeah,
yes, okay,
and
he's
that's
the
my
bad guy,
worry.
yes, but yeah, but go ahead. You know where I'm going from.
That's my worry because it's something that's played out because it's done all the time. It's been
All the
done
time.
in so much superhero media that I mean, it's so predictable because I mean, right, just by reading this one issue, where it's like, oh well, yeah, this is their heel turn. This is
Right,
when they
yeah.
start to go down their path of being the bad guys, right? And I hope if that's the route that they end up going, which I really hope it isn't, because that's kind of weak
It's super weak.
motivation on that. Like, look, I get it. You're pissed off because your body got all jacked up. I get that. But for that to turn you into like a supervillain,
Or like,
specifically against
yep,
your
that's it.
friend,
That's literally the exact sentence with
that's
specifically and every, like, yeah.
that's just like I don't know. That's not weighty enough to me. Um,
It
I think a better example is something like when Hunter Zolomon
went
turned
bad,
heel,
yeah,
right? And became Zoom
because he was,
because what he got, his body got messed up and his partner had been killed and all that. And so he asked the Flash, he asked Wally, who was his friend at the time,
and he
to
knew
like,
that,
hey, fix this.
and he knew that he would, he's done time travel stuff,
Yeah.
like, and no,
That's stronger motivation there.
that's way better.
But this is just, I don't know.
Because this is essentially like,
Unfortunately, that's a weaker
like,
link in the chain.
yeah, like this is, yes, it sucked, and yes, you wouldn't have been targeted by Bane if he wasn't fighting Batman, but Batman, Bane did that. Bane was the one who
Mhm.
chose to go do that, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I kind of hope that because of just how well the Absolute Universe has been written, and with Batman in particular, I kind of hope he, like Oswald, and maybe not Dent, because Dent's going to be Two-Face, but like Oswald at the very least, like he becomes Penguin, but he's not necessarily like an enemy, but a very terse friend with Bruce. Like they're still
Mhm.
friends, and he still goes to him for advice, but it's very much like a, what the fuck are you doing here? Like that kind of thing. And like
Mhm.
that feels better and more mature and more realistic than, I got caught in the crossfire, this sucks, right? Like
Yeah.
I get you're angry here, but I just really hope it doesn't hold. But okay, I'm glad you sort of have that same read as I do. But gotta blow this, just blowing this up for the awesome fucking bat cycle shot.
Yeah.
Good job, Dragotta. It's so good. It's so good. But from there, we have Batman going to the Gotham Museum of Natural History. He uses the little sigil that Diana gave him last time to demand an audience with Diana of the Wild Isle. And she
Mhm.
shows up, and she adds a caveat to the symbol, which I actually appreciated, because
Yeah, he can't just like
do
call
it
her
all
in
the time.
perpetuity.
It's three
Right.
times, and he's used one. And I was like, thank God. Because otherwise, it's just like, oh no, Bane, ding! Like Pokemon
Right?
almost, right? Like, go, Diana. And so I
Yeah.
was like, that's a good add to it. But basically, he calls Diana and he says, I need help, Greek myth is full of, half humans and changing people and animals. Can you help me fix my friends? And she
Mhm.
goes, maybe, but it's going to be like a journey in the other realm. We got to go. And so I did like this too. Where, she's like, the journey will be long and deadly, a few weeks travel at least. And he goes, I have a job. And she's like, luckily time moves differently. But
Right.
they get in there, and essentially they have to trek all the way across. It's not quite the underworld. It's sort of like an in-between place. And they have to go find this guy who's guarding an item that they need. Very classic, like, Greek story. And it takes them a couple days. As they go, I love this bit. Diana's, telling Bruce, don't look at the lightning. It'll kill you. Don't listen to the songs. They'll kill you. If you fall on the sand, it'll kill you. And then at one point they come across a Cyclops, and, Diana goes, if you look in his eye, and he goes, he'll kill me. No, it's just impolite. Why would he kill you? And it's like, it's such a good little
Kind of
joke.
the irony of
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah.
I just, they're very easy little jokes, but they work really, really well between these two.
Yeah, no, they've got good chemistry.
Like such good chemistry. But basically, they make their way through. They're bonding. They're telling each other about their origin stories, and eventually, they get to basically a corpse with 2 coins over its eyes for payment to Charon. So you can go across the Styx and go into Hades. Well, this is just an interlude to show what's going on with Waylon. I kind of like this. I'm pretty sure this is Bane, and like Alfred's just like chopping up what's left of Bane to feed to Waylon. I liked that, and then I liked the very comical bit down here because like I think Waylon knows he's not like a threat, and so does Alfred, but it's still like a crazy situation. So like Alfred's like, "Don't you eat me," and then Killer Croc's like, "Ah," and then nothing. But I'm just like, you guys are going to be like the best of friends in a second. Like I already know this. I've seen this movie.
Yeah. Buddy cop Alfred and Black Ops Alfred and Monster Waylon Jones.
Shit, I'd read that. Absolute Alfred.
I'd read that.
I'd kind of into that. Holy
give me
shit.
a one shot.
Dude,
give me one shot.
Have Alfred with his like rifles riding a fucking like crocodile. Like, oh my god, everything like a 12-year-old boy wants is right there. But essentially, back to Diana and Bruce. Diana says, "Oh, here's you need to drink this potion if you're gonna keep going," and Bruce does. But essentially, it's kind of like a knockout potion, and she puts the Charon coins on his eyes, and it sort of sends him to the afterlife, to Hades, and he meets his dad. And I just really love this version of Bruce's dad. Like I always do, but this one just seems so real, and like it has the niceness of Bruce, but obviously because he was like a teacher, like less that air of elitism.
Yeah,
and he just feels like this is like I wish there were more like Waynes, because he's talking to his dad and he's like, I'm doing everything. I want to follow in your footsteps. You were a hero. You saved me. And like, I just feel like I'm not doing it. And then, damn it, if Bruce doesn't hit him with like the best, or not Bruce, but Thomas doesn't hit him with the best kind of dad line, right? Where he's like, he's like, that wasn't like, I didn't save you at the zoo. Saving you was what I did every day before that, right? Like teaching you and loving you and helping you. And, he's like, buildings aren't about the ribbon cutting. It's about the little improvements over time that make everything better. So go out there and build. And I'm just like, dude, what?
That was a good dad line.
Really good dad line. But then Bruce awakens from his sleep to find that their challenger is here. And his name is Acrolis. And she calls him out. And he goes, all right, let's fight. You and your mortal mate. And they leap into battle, yelling, "We're not together." See, that's what I mean about like the teenagerness of it all, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like I love it. It's goofy.
Well, they've also just barely. That's like the second time meeting, right?
Right, but I feel like whoever they fought last time also made some sort of insinuation to that as like a taunt.
Did they?
So I feel like it. I'd have to go back and look, but I still liked it.
I don't remember
all the same. But they go into fighting and. Man, I just got to shout out to like panel 3. That punch is really like powerful, like in that panel, like so.
It's got weight to it.
A lot of
sure.
You can feel that impact. But then, love this, like Bruce never stand behind a centaur. Literally, like not even just like hits him, like Team Rockets his ass. Yeah, like he is gone. Until
we're blasting off
again. Except he summons Pegasus Chew, and I do like that line. It's so cheesy one-liner, but the guy, he throws him off and he's like, "Oh, that's too bad you died. I would have loved to have added you to my animal army, maybe even a bat centaur." And then Bruce on Pegasus whips back up and goes, "I got your bat centaur right here." And so he steps in the way of an arrow meant for Diana. This sends her into a rage. She puts the fight down, and he's going, "Oh, I failed. Like I couldn't do it." And she's like, "Don't worry, Bruce. You didn't fail. Remember what I told you." And I did this actually is pretty sad. She like picks him up and starts walking home, and he's like, "No, not yet. I haven't gotten to say goodbye." And he's like seeing his dad, but he awakens back in his bed and remembers what she said, that everything you need lies inside of you. He takes the artifact, and we don't know what it's going to do, but he gives it to Waylon, and presumably it's going to turn him from at least like a four-legged animal into a bipedal, which more like our killer
that's what's told to us earlier in the story,
Yes.
where he would Acrolis was able to turn two-legged creatures into four and four into two. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the implication is.
Yep. But we will see. It just ends with with Bruce acknowledging, like, I was just following your advice, touched some grass, rode a horse, got in a fight, and then he did all those things. He gives the little arrowhead to Waylon, presumably to let him change back. And that is where we end with this issue. Next issue, we will get Absolute Poison Ivy. Properly, we've already seen her once during Batman's like raid into Arc M. But yes, quick hit on Absolute Batman. Still amazing. Still just love this book to death, and love Diana and Bruce whenever they're together. Anything to add, or do you want to jump on to?
No, great Superman, book as always.
Yes, absolute great book. Absolute great book. But another absolute great book is Absolute Superman. This is a new issue from this week. If you guys recall, what's going on in Superman right now is following the Battle of Kansas. Clark is setting up sort of a life in Smallville, but also kind of, I described it a way better way last time, but like he's now the Superman who like responds to everything. He hears everything.
Right.
He's kind of like Wally in Kingdom Come, where he's just like always active, always ready to save things. And at the end of the last issue, he was up in the clouds, sort of, venting, trying to deal with the loss, the stress of the fact that you can't save everyone, when he had a visitor in Ultimate Hawk, or in Absolute Hawkman, who shows up and he's just like, "What are you doing up here?" So in this issue, we start off with the quote-unquote origin of Absolute Hawkman, and I say quote-unquote because this turns him into Hawkman, but then we don't know how he got to whatever he is now, right? Like his demon-wrapped form. But basically, back in World War II, 1940, him and another sort of like treasure hunter are hired to go to Kahndaq and find these the legendary tomb of Teth Adam, and find weapons that will help stop Hitler, from taking over the world, and also just to keep it out of his hands. They find, the nth metal mace, and they find a bunch of stuff. Did you notice this, Andrew? In terms of like things they found, I got to get the Zoom page one up. I was laughing because I'm pretty sure it's just a little Easter egg. Can you make that out?
Oh no, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
one.
a little Pokeball.
That's funny.
But yeah, so as they're exploring, they find the nth metal mace. Carter gets betrayed by his partner, who goes, "I'm not a Nazi, but they pay a lot better, so I'm gonna give this over to Hitler." Carter tries to climb his way back out, and in doing so touches the mace, which turns him into Hawkman. And I actually really like this page because, one, I really like seeing this like older Peacemaker outfit, right? Like they're not the superhero-y militarized ones, they're classic. And then that's just a hard image of Carter coming out of the well, like covered in blood. I'm one of the good guys. Like, really fucking cool. I did want to highlight this though, because I don't know if you caught this, but this really, really, really bugged me, because down here in panel 5, when Carter's like hanging on, he's holding on by his right hand and he's reaching up with his left. And then in the next panel, he's grabbing the mace with his right hand. And I'm just like,
yeah, that's not good paneling there.
Yeah.
You could have easily fixed that just by having the opposite arm on that.
Shit, you could have probably just flipped the art there. Right? Like horizontal flip, and then it flips it over and it looks like it's his left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have done that.
Easy fix right there. But that, not a big thing, just something that in our OCD nature, I was like, that bugs the heck out of me. But from there,
it's an art and paneling continuity thing.
Yeah, exactly. which like it sucks, but we can move past it.
It doesn't ruin a book.
Right. From there, we get the Hawkman is trying to talk to Superman and just like get the read on him with all, I see super people all the time. What are you doing? I like that he starts getting really angry though, because he's talking to Superman and every like 5 seconds he like rockets off and then comes back. He's like, sorry, door fell off of a plane over Cleveland. Sorry, I thought a guy was choking, but he was just laughing weird, right? And he's saving people. And Hawkman gets pissed, says, don't do that. And what we basically get is Hawkman trying to convince Clark through this issue that, I've seen all of you hotshots, I've seen all of you optimistic heroes. It doesn't work. Like, you can't just change things overnight. That's not how this world works, right? And he even does like the figure why not, or guys like you were always the same. Pop up one day, hey mom, look what I can do. Convince yourself you're special, unstoppable. Figure why not change the world overnight. Iron Monroe, Wesley Dodds, Dr. Fate, Oliver Queen. Those names mean anything to you? No. Know why? Because they were stupid. So he's basically, trying to not like break his spirit that hard, but get him over his crap. Also like recruit him towards like Lazarus and all that stuff. But so that's a lot of what this issue is. It's just them discussing like, you should do this. No, I'm going to do that. And so I like this too, Andrew, where they're talking and he's not getting through to Superman. And Superman essentially goes like, all right, look, I'm not going to work with Lazarus. I have to fucking go. Like, I'm about to go save somebody. And Hawkman goes like, oh, like, don't you run away from me or we're going to have a problem. And he goes, okay, I won't. And he Spider-Man webs him up with his cape and just drags him with him.
Sundust.
Yeah.
Red Sundust.
I thought that was hilarious. Just like, sorry, like, I gotta do this. And they arrive to Metropolis and they start, Hawkman just can't get past like, I want to kill you. And Soup's just like, no, we have to, like, people need help. And so, they have a really, really pretty fight. Check this. So like he's a good artist, but imagine if it was Sandoval's like characters with this painting coloring, right?
Yeah.
Like that I think like this book would be a genuine, like hang it in the Louvre. But really, really good fight choreography, lots of good color work. They're really just like beating down, brutalizing each other. I really like that. I loved this page. Just seeing like,
I like the cross section.
Yep.
Of seeing Ab Soups punching Hawkman through that building.
And like, just how you see like it hits the roof and then like a little bit of the roof and then the sidewall. Yeah, it's just such a good page. And but as Hawkman soon discovers, the reason Superman wanted to rush to Metropolis is because Absolute Parasite is out and he is wreaking havoc on Metropolis. We don't exactly know how he operates yet, but it's Parasite. He's probably just eats you, sucks your husk dry. Did this bug you? Because this bugged me, Andrew. From this page where Hawkman gets blitzed, right? He just like flies up and he's like, what in the name is that? And I was like, can you not like stagger up at least? Like
that or at least give me one more panel prior to it.
Yes.
That has him, getting to his feet, a little woozy, little staggering. I get what they were trying to do here.
Oh, I do too.
Was they wanted to have that pseudo splash there with the Absolute Parasite. And it looks cool and all, but you do lose a little bit of your pacing and your paneling continuity there.
Which, like,
with the way that they did it. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it is one of those things where it's like, that's a note you should just take forward.
Right. And especially in comic books with panel continuity, because that's how we're telling the story. It's literally the next frame. So from there, we check back in with Absolute Lex Luthor, who is essentially being interviewed by himself for like what is his other self here is basically going like, you're Lex Luthor. I know you should be better than this. Like, you have ambition. You're a genius. And this Lex is basically going like, not me. He's very much like, I own a gas station. I coach Little League. Like, I just hang out here. I don't even turn on my phone because I really don't want to like deal with the world. And he's having like a really nice birthday party with all of his friends and family, which is actually disappointing to alternate Lex, because we discover alternate Lex is actually absolute Brainiac, as we saw a couple issues ago. So he wanted Lex for whatever plans. It's not working, and so now he's gonna go crazy and just start tearing up the party, which that's where we leave off, which is, to me, like, that's a pretty crazy leave off point.
Nobody there at that party is stopping Brainiac. I just want to point that out.
Like, where, hold on, it says where he is. Missouri. No, who's stopping Brain? Like, not Diana, Bruce, and Clark, maybe Wally and the Martian. They're nowhere around, right? Like, Missouri, somewhere in Missouri is about to be wiped off the map in just like a second. Oh wait, that also just reminds me, makes me laugh. Remember the when Brainiac's walking there and he just like walks past the kids and like he does not care.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what the heck?
Yeah. From last issue, yeah.
Yeah, really good apps. Oh, and then just I passed over it really quick because there's not a lot to it, but Lois goes to apply for a job at the Daily Planet. She meets Perry White, who is actually being fired from the planet at that very moment. And that's basically, and Jimmy gets his job, and that's basically what it is. So we got our introduction to Perry White, and yeah, then we go back to Superman, and Brainiac. So another really, really good issue. And Andrew, anything you want to add, anything you want to point out, stamp on that one?
I do wish that the art was a little more consistent.
Yes.
Sometimes Clark's face was wildly inconsistent with how it was drawn.
He does that a lot. Like, right here. This is the one that bugged me, right? Because you have the, brooding Clark. Okay, right? He's absolutely.
Yeah, that one looked fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But then you go down to like this panel, and it's like, is that our Clark? Like, is that Prime Clark with like longer hair? Like, what's going on here? That's not you.
Yeah, it just looks off. It was jarring.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it happens every so often on a couple pages. So yeah. I noticed that last time with his art, but it's sort of like I know he's temporary, and he explodes in so many other ways that I'm
like the paneling is really good.
Okay.
The
coloring.
a lot of the effects are really good. It overall visually, it's a really, really good book. I just I'm gonna still have my nitpicks.
Of course. There's always room for improvement, if you will. But all right, we've got Batman, we've got Superman. Let's jump over to our final Trinity member, Absolute Wonder Woman. Who was this last week? I think this was last week. But yeah, yes. Guys, as you can see from the
Superman was the one that was.
Yeah, Superman's this week. Bats and Wonder Woman were last week. As you guys can tell from the cover here, in this issue, we get our first proper actual like battle showing off of Zatanna. We saw her before where she cast a spell on Diana, but it was a very brief encounter. However, we learned that it had major consequences because as we get into this, we start with Diana. We're just checking in on like what's going on with her after freeing the labyrinth and all of that stuff. We get a really good moment. I actually really liked this because Steve Trevor gets brought before Congress and they go, all right, during Gateway City, you gave up command to like a foreign agent. Like, we don't know who that was. That's not what you do as an American military man, especially one of your rank. And so they're like, what are you? Oh yeah, the commands of a foreign immigrant, right? Like really hitting the political angle of it. And Trevor goes, I do what I always do. I was protecting and serving the American people. The commander on the ground, he didn't have any answers. Like, he didn't have any orders. The orders were follow Wonder Woman. And, they're all getting on his ass about, technicalities. Oh, so you disobeyed orders or whatever, right? And they're really trying to get that. And then
I just couldn't look at this dude and like not think Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh no, absolutely. That's what I was going to get at too in a second. Like, he's definitely Colonel Sanders. I thought that too. But then they're trying to like railroad him, and basically their point is like, how can somebody serve two different like leaders, right? How can you be a military man for the US and follow Diana? And he basically goes like, you're right. A man can't. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm siding with Wonder Woman because this is like what did he say? Oh yeah. If the US government wishes to oppose Wonder Woman, they are on the wrong side of history. And I'll be on the correct side of it, where Diana will also always be. And I'm like again, ignoring how that term is used in the real world by all the idiots on social media, right? Like, in truth, like, it's a very impactful statement and saying
it is an impactful statement. We're talking about Wonder Woman here.
Right. Which is like, of anybody, it's like her and Superman. I will pretty much default to being on their side at all times. Batman, yeah, he's liable to go a little whack, but not those two.
Brother I.
Yeah, right? And then I love how he leaves. He's just like, that's it. Like, I'm done with the government. If that's, or no, he doesn't say that. He's like, I can't. I'm following Wonder Woman. If you want to speak to me again, you get a subpoena. And I'm just like, dude, hell yeah. I'm a sucker for like good legal drama stuff like that. Like A Few Good Men and all that. So yeah, like that really hit. I was like, that's awesome. From there, we tune back into I always forget who this one is. Is this Kale? Because I always mix up Kale and Thawne because they're like the exact like they're both blonde white ladies.
They look very similar in the absolute universe for sure.
Yeah. So essentially, we learned that Kale, as we've known before, she's continuing her metahuman experiments and all that. This time, she captured the Fishman Queen from the labyrinth and is basically like, all right, let's test them out. Like, we're going to make monsters. And this guy is like, really? Even though there's civilians? And she's like, duh. Like, where do you think we work, my friend? And from there, we get to the opening of the Gateway City Natural History Museum, where Diana is the star, obviously, right? She shows up. She's elegant. She's gorgeous. She is the reason that this is happening. As Barbara explains, she had all of these Greek artifacts and stuff for years, but nobody would fund the exhibit because they were like, what's the point? Diana shows up and everybody wants to see it. So they get the exhibit funded. I really liked two things here. One, she really, like, Diana acknowledges, like, oh, I like how much, like, the adoration, like, makes me feel. That's dangerous. Yeah.
A temptation here.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, Diana, yes. And then I just like that they actively remembered, I mean, it's Hayden Sherman, so he would, but that she's, like, that tall. Like, she's, like, 2 feet above everybody. I really like that. Then we just get a good look at the museum. Trevor comes over with some drinks, and all of a sudden, Diana drops, right? Just out of nowhere. Not drugged from the alcohol or anything because everybody else is drinking it as well. Just boom, down. From there, we get a flashback to see, like, a really cool flashback of Diana's training, learning that she went up against, like, beast people and, you know, the viciousness of human combat in her training against Aphrodite. This is it, Andrew. I knew it. This is the comic I was thinking of with the really good fight, like, flow.
Yeah.
Because, like,
there's so many panels on this.
But if you follow them, they all technically make sense. Like, you can follow the fight as it happens. And I'm like, wow, that was really good. So we see Diana just absolutely whoop ass. Right? Like, just completely destroys Artemis. And from there, she was like, if I beat you, will you answer this one question? Why doesn't Hecate come visit me anymore? And she's like, I don't know. Like, that's the answer. Maybe she doesn't have the time. Maybe she thinks it's done. I don't know. And that kind of, leaves Diana in a spot of, like, teenage angst. Like, you don't tell me anything. So from there, we wake back up. Everybody's like, what's going on? Are you okay? All of a sudden, boom!
She'd only been out for a second.
Yeah, just like a very, very brief second. Like, Trevor is still next to them. And if you guys remember, so in here, like, when she drops, Trevor drinks his champagne and he asks, like, anybody want more champagne? And both Diana and Barbara go, sure. You go to that next panel and you can actually see, I'll go into the zoom real quick, like, not only is Trevor still there, but his champagne flute is, like, actively hitting the ground.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe not even a second, probably.
That's good visual continuity.
Yeah, Hayden's great. Even if you don't like his style, which, sometimes sits wrong with me and Andrew's not a big fan of, he knows his, like, continuity, what to do with it. It's
paneling
fantastic.
is, great.
Yeah, never. I wish there was an Eisner just for paneling, right? Like, I'd give it to him. But with that, boom, big explosion. Everybody starts running. What's happening? It's the appearance of the Absolute Suicide Squad, which I wasn't actually mad about. I actually think this can kind of work. I'm very happy there's not a Suicide Squad with a Harley on it, right? Like, all right, let's roll with this. As you guys can tell, our members of the squad are Zatanna, Dr. Poison, the Fish Queen, Giganta, and Cheetah, apparently, even though, so that means it's
which is
not
interesting
Barbara,
because we have Barbara
like standing right down there, right next to like Diana running out of the place, right? So
can't be in two places at once.
I wonder,
Cheetah's not that fast.
I also read something from Kelly where, because she does she has a Substack, guys, if you're interested, where she breaks down every issue after it drops, and the, like, weird furry patch nature of Cheetah, she said that means something. Like that's something to build on, and there's a reason for it. So I'm like, oh, let's see what happens.
Interesting.
But essentially, Diana realizes, like, oh, that's right. The spell Zatanna cast on me was, like, your magic doesn't work when I'm around. Like that's, I control your magic if we're ever near each other. And that's why she fell. That's why she, started
which is a big deal
weird.
because Absolute Diana is a lot more magic focused than we typically see out of Diana.
There's a really good bit in this issue where, like Diana wakes back up and she's like, I don't feel right. My magic's gone, but it's not because my arm is magic. Like, shouldn't that so yeah, like, just the way they're playing with magic and Diana, it's really, really fun. But it leads to this. It leads to Zatanna being able to bind her, and that is where we leave off with Z about to fight Absolute Diana for the very first time. And I'm here for it. I like the Z design.
I'm curious to see what they do.
Yeah, this book has been great so far, and if we get, like, Diana in combat in that big black dress, I'm gonna be a fan. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see?
I won't hate it.
There's somebody in the crowd when she shows up here.
That mentions the dress.
Well, not just
or her outfit in general.
Well, not just the thing crashed on me. Not just that, but he calls for her to wear the helmet.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
We love you. Wear the helmet, and I was like, hey, is that us? Are we there? Like, what's going on?
Right. The helmet's cool.
Oh, what's up?
Pretty cool.
What's up, Texan Cat? All right, let's see. That is it for the Trinity. Do you want to hit Flash, or do you want to save that for the next time it comes around and move over to quick hit Endgame, and then we'll go to Spider-Man?
Yeah, let's shift over to Marvel.
Just because basically Flash, guys, it will be it'll be a bitch fest. Like, I know that one's going to be long because now that last issue put me over the edge, and I'm pissed off now. So
yeah, I was already like, man, not enjoying this book, and you weren't really either.
No, we weren't enjoying it, but I held, probably irrationally, like, that tiniest sliver of, like, I see how Lemire could do this. It can be done. It's very, like, it's a Hail Mary play, but it can be done. And then that issue just makes me go, oh no, like we just baned out the stadium from beneath us.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't. The book is not the business for me, which makes me sad.
It's making me even more sad because it's starting to get good covers. And don't make me put money towards that.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like, oh well, I want to get these variant covers, but I'm not enjoying the actual book.
It's like now I know how you felt with Supergirl, right?
Yeah, right.
It's very similar. So
those are all friggin' art germ covers too, which makes it extra requisite that I get them.
Which is like, well, like that I was gonna say it makes it even worse because you're like, there's no way I can't. Like, I know I'm here.
Yeah,
you're getting my money. I hate you for
Supergirl. I have to get it. Right?
Yeah, it just like I
have his like oversized art book.
Dude, oh my, the peach one that I sent you last night. I'm so mad. There's a, oh, you know what? I can probably pull it up on Instagram because it's right here. Just because, like, This is the I will never forgive the Japanese. Like, absolutely never. Let's see. Where's my chats with you? There we go. There we go. And then let's get this to a different window because you guys don't need to see what's going on in my DMs, which is nothing. It's basically just me talking to Andrew. But now it's sending me to Reels. Guys, come on. What are we doing here? Can I do that? Boom. Okay, cool. I got it. We're all good. And we go browser. Not chains of love. We don't need chains of love. We need this. So I'm not sure where this is being released. It looks like it's like a Japanese exclusive distribution.
Yeah, because I haven't seen that solicited anywhere.
Anywhere.
In, stateside.
Or like even an announcement at like a con or something, right? Like this was the first time I saw it. But yeah, and I have it muted. So I think it's the story. Like I think this might just be a trade or an art book. I wasn't sure. But dude, Peach Momoko glow in the dark Batgirl. Like I'm losing my I'm going to pay unholy amounts of money for that. Like I'm very, very lucky that like I don't have kids or bills. I mean, I have bills, but oh well. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up real quick because you brought up art books, and I want a Peach Momoko one so bad, but B, I want that one more than anything right now. But let's jump from fantasies to things we are getting, and you know what? This is actually probably the better connection point is a similar disappointment from this issue and series as I get from the fact that I am not in Japan to buy that Peach Momoko book. So, guys, unfortunately, this is not the business.
Endgame is not the business.
It's really
not.
What do we just end the show that you and I both went through like the exact same like phrases and like cadence it? Like, good night, everybody. But no.
Yeah, the book is just bad. It's so clearly, guys, we've talked about this for the couple of months leading up to Endgame because it was getting more and more talked about and promoted that like they're ending the Ultimate Universe. It's like, well, why? That feels a little premature, right? Like, isn't the Ultimate Universe popping off and doing mostly really well in all but a couple of the books? And like, what's the deal? That feels a little rushed, doesn't it? And reading this event, yes, it's very rushed.
And like the big thing was when they first announced it's ending. I remember you and I were both like, they probably didn't want to end it immediately, but they probably saw this as like a good stopping point. So you and I were basically a little more optimistic that we might get a little jam into a couple issues, but there was a way they could cut this off clean and have sort of this pristine endeavor that they did. But then, they start doing interviews. Chris Condon from Ultimate Wolverine, Dennis Camp from Ultimates. And they're like, yeah, we actually had things that were gonna keep going. We like Peach and Jonathan and Brian and and Dennis were leaving, but the books were going on, and unfortunately, like it's just very clear that it's not like they had planned an issue or two ahead. Like there was a game plan here, and it's what they're doing now in Endgame is the messiest smash up of like, we have to get this information to you. Right? So,
and the information itself is largely not that interesting.
We are
like
now
this. I was so checked out reading this book because the bulk of it is the bulk of it is them talking to Howard Stark. Right. And he's lost his mind because he's been trapped in the Maker's City for
thousands of years or something.
Yeah. In going in weird time loops and things like that, and he's using all of this like pseudoscience, technical, like I don't even want to say big brain. It's just like annoying, timey-wimey chrono talk.
What he does, he's doing the really annoying thing where it's like he gives that chrono talk or that science babble, but he's not giving you any context behind it. He's just saying like, oh, this chrono loop, and it's like, but what does that mean? Like,
yeah,
did it make
almost none of what I read in this book stuck with me because it was just a whole bunch of words
This is a
thrown on the
very,
page.
very word heavy issue. And I'll raise this. Between issue 1 and 2, we haven't had a good, like, splash moment yet, right? Like a good piece of art that I can go like, whoa,
No, because they're
doing
rushing
this.
as much dialogue and exposition into all the panels as they possibly can.
The best one we got was
the
Maker being the city, which is like, that's a good ending half splash, but where's my, you know, Tony and America and Spider-Man and Doom like teleporting right up to the Maker's dome, right? Like in the book, it's a panel. And I'm like, that seems, can I have some fanfare here? Like anything? And so...
Yeah, just super underwhelming.
Just very underwhelming. And unfortunately, this issue gets worse. And it even gets confusing. Like, which is probably, to me, the biggest criticism I can give. But we'll jump into it. As Andrew explained, we jump off right away into Howard Stark sort of crazy and jumping around timelines and going, oh, I did this, but then I did that. And oh, but it didn't work. And Tony admittedly is like, what is going, like, hey, you're crazy, like, talk to me. And unfortunately, like, he does, but this exposition takes the entire issue, and I don't think it needed to take the entire issue. Like, this revelation here, which I won't tell you what's happening because your ass hasn't read Ultimate Invasion. I was mad this entire issue because I'm like, I know he won't read it, like, before the show, like, he, son of a bitch. But anyway, that the panel of Howard taking the face mask off, they repeat that like 4 times. And it's just like,
yeah,
we didn't need all of this loop. Like, we probably could have stopped right here where he goes, you know, war in 4 dimensions. That's easy. Now let's move on. This also like bugged me because Howard explains that how the Maker became the city. He basically like absorbed it, spread himself over it, coated every atom, and then he was able to like make spores that infect other people that put him under his command. And I don't know, man. Like, and
that's what the point of the dome was, to keep him in and
like
keep that from spreading.
Well, I like that as sort of the twist on it, right? Like, we came in to stop the Maker. Oh, the dome wasn't up for him or for us. It was up for him, right? Like, I could get behind that. Like, that's a pretty standard, like, villain thing. It's just, like, this feels so Deus Ex, like, hand-wavy. Like, I love the Maker. You know that. Like, he's one of probably my favorite Marvel villain. And he's Reed. He can do smart things, but being able to, like, melt your body over an atom and then make that atom you, and now you control that atom, and then that can make, like, mind control. I don't know. It's too much. It actually made it stupid. It actually made it stupid to me. Because at first I was like, the idea of like a living city. He can track you guys. He can give orders at any point. That's scary enough. And now you're just like, wasn't everybody already in the dome under your control? Like, did you need that extra layer? I don't know. I don't think you did. But yeah, from there, we get another, I guess this is actually kind of the same twist I was just talking about in a different way. But they learned that, you know, when they went into the dome, they thought a couple hours pass in here, seconds outside. And Howard goes, oh, no, it's reversed. And so Spidey goes, oh, so we've been in here for like, what is that? Yeah, we've only been in here a few minutes. Outside, it's been months. And I actually kind of liked this because, the rest of this plays out as sort of the Ultimates Network social media and people talking about that. And I'm always kind of a fan of those moments, like seeing how the average person would describe everything we're talking about. But we essentially see something is going on in Latveria. I couldn't tell what this was, Andrew. Like, is this supposed to be the Maker spore stuff?
That's what I think we're supposed to take from that.
But then it's like they color it red.
And if they're outside of the Maker's city, then why would they get that?
And also, like, do they have to vomit it if it's that microbial? Right? Like, I don't know what's happening here. It's really, really weird. We get an update on, like, Danny Rand and Shang-Chi, how they've by teaching their philosophy of, like, martial arts, which is very nonviolent, they've been inspiring like resistances and protests, which have resulted in people like doing the monk thing where they set themselves on fire. I liked this. I never kind of thought about this, but when this person's lighting themselves on fire, Danny goes like, "Come on, Shane, like we don't want to see this." And Shane goes, it's not about whether we want to. Like, this is happening because of what we're doing, good or bad. We have to see this, right? And I was like,
yeah,
that's pretty good. That's a really good line. We get an updated look at that anti-war machine, which I'll say this one looks better. I still hate the entire thing.
Yeah, the concept itself is still dumb to me, but the design is at least measurably better.
Yeah, it's
than
like
it was in that
this
first
one's.
issue.
I can say this one's actually pretty cool. It's not just like Cal-X blown up.
Yeah, this one it looks like it's at least trying to do like Pacific Rim or
Or
something.
like and it like actually transformed and things.
Yeah.
But then this bugged me too, because in that very last panel they go, joining Detroit, anti-war machines have been sighted in Flint, Youngstown, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and I'm like, how? Like, it's not a pin particle thing that you throw down and grow. Like, you have to make the city into that.
Yeah, we didn't have any hint or suggestion in that first issue or in the Ultimates that like there were multiples of this project being worked on.
Like they only talked about the Detroit one because that's where they were staging their operations. And then
Correct.
Yeah, now everybody has one. So that I read that panel and I was like, are we really? Like, I don't want a big splash page of these stupid city bots fighting helicarriers. Like, it's not fun. I don't know. It's not cool. But from there, we get what is arguably pretty interesting, which is where I'm sad that this is all ending, because T'Challa goes, all right, Killmonger, you are the sword of Wakanda. You need to go kill the Maker. Like that is your job to do, right? Like, I'm a king.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just go in. You can. I also like that a lot of the like ultimate support, or they note right here, like the Black Panther declined to join the Ultimates after facing heavy criticism from hardliners for allying with outsiders, and then they explain that the Ultimate Net like reacted to it. The Ultnet reaction to Iron Lad extending the invitation to a hereditary monarch with expansionist ambitions has also been negative. And I was like, oh, that's a really interesting, just a little, like, it makes sense for all their characters and the world. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, like, that's all we're going to get. We're going to get that. It
also kind of feels like balanced politics.
Yeah. Oh,
it's an example of balanced politics. It
really does. Where, like, too, from T'Challa, right? Where, like, he goes, we're not going to work together. And so do the Ultimates, but they go, like, we're not going to join, but we're allies. Like, we found a common enemy. Like, we might disagree on, like, you expanding Wakanda, but right now we got to take care of the Maker, or there's nowhere to expand to. So this is, so from there, Howard just, keeps talking about how he created the Deathlocks, an Iron Legion, the Death's Head. This to me leans a little too much into the, like, time waster, because he starts talking about, like, oh yeah, Death's Head is a mercenary, so I created a cryptocurrency. And it's just like, I know you're trying to make a joke, Dennis, but, like, we don't have time right now.
It wasted a lot
of time. Like, in another book, or if this was going on, like, fine. If this was an Ultimates issue, okay. But
for an event that's felt rushed, this is the thing that you spend a bunch of time on.
Yes, exactly. Like, last issue, I told you, I was like, oh, Death's Head, that's funny, that's neat. Doctor Who and Transformers are canon now. And then, like, I didn't need this big exploration into how he and Howard became partners or what. Like, it's just, like, you said it best. This is what you're spending your time on. And then this doesn't even make sense to me, because Howard goes like, oh yeah, here's the power generator for the dome. This is, like, it needs to stay up. And then all of a sudden, I guess it does make, now that I think about it, when we get to the last page, it makes sense. But Tony and the Ultimates, they get ambushed by the children. And I'll go back to that bit in a second, but the children arrive, they start shredding everything. Immortus is luckily able to, like, warp the engine away to God knows where, just out of there. Here's what bugged me a lot, okay? So I know you didn't read any of the Hickman Ultimate stuff, and you haven't read Ultimate Invasion yet, but the children are essentially just like they kind of describe it here, but they're grown pod people for like a very specific
They each have a
function.
specific purpose.
Right.
Yeah, a specific
They
function,
don't
right? And it's
necessarily
literally
have
only that
and
function.
and because of that, they don't necessarily have personalities, right? This Children of Tomorrow, he's coming in here and he's going like, oh, like there's a clear history between him and Howard. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like,
Yeah.
where did you come from? What rivalry? Like, it's not an invasion, so I don't... Who? What? Why? Why are we rushing this? It was so bad.
It's just something that's apparently happened off panel. We didn't
Right. And
get.
great.
It was probably part of an issue that had to be cut, or
You're
a storyline
probably
that had to
right.
be cut because they had to rush this thing.
You are probably right. Especially because, like, he hints to, like, the refugee. You do not belong here to America, which is like, oh, what do you mean? And then he goes, oh, hello, Doom. How nice to see your face. And it's like, what do you mean? Oh. And
Yeah.
so basically just from there, they all get their asses kicked. And I don't even remember how it plays out. Like,
It's because it's all just kind of a convoluted mess.
it's
and
like
a bunch of things happening in really quick succession.
Yeah, it's like Immortus needs to like overload the engine inside of Tony's armor, but he does it in a way where he's like, oh, I don't trust this. I actually need to shut it down. So then Tony like blasts off half of his face, and then they like abandon him, and the children erase that moment that they were like trapped in, and then they're just back out here. And then we get the big reveal at the very end where I don't know if this is physical, Andrew, but Doom is communicating with the Maker. He has something to do with the Maker. So he probably was the one who told them where the Immortus engine was and all that. But where did this come from? Like, I don't know. It's not satisfying. And then the thing I skipped over real quick, which could be cool, is that as the Sword of Wakanda, Killmonger, he kind of just goes on a one-man war. He's just like cutting across the world to get to Latveria, to go into the dome, and he doesn't
Which
know.
that in and of itself is potentially cool.
Right, exactly. Like I really liked just the montage of him like woof, 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 woof. And the idea of like he doesn't know what's in the dome, but he's, for all he knows, he's doing the right thing. So how do you deal with that? Things can be done here. I just, because of the rush nature of everything, I don't know what's going to matter in the next issue. Like, I don't know if you're going to pick up on any of this or if we're just going to move on. And it's so unsatisfying. It's not fun. Camp continues to write Spider-Man as if he's 616.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was just acting no different than 616
like,
Pete.
I mean, he did it
and
last
he was even
time.
being drawn like 616 Pete, too, with like the hyper stylized, like the eyes doing the thing.
Yep, like
right?
opening and like
yeah,
closing.
like right there.
Yep.
Like that's too exaggerated for this universe.
For this Spider-Man. Right, exactly. And it's just I don't know why he can't. I don't know why. Like, Camp's a good writer. He doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's doing this. Like right here where Tony's like, that's my dad and he's crazy, and Pete's like, oh, we all have crazy family. I've got an aunt who collects taxidermy, and it's just like, what are you talking? Like, who are you?
Yeah, like what?
Who? Like, literally, who are you? So,
yeah, like 6160 Peter doesn't talk like that.
6160 Peter, we just saw him go, you shouldn't have threatened my son, and like, whoop ass on Mr. Negative. This is not the same. Like, it's just it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah. I mean, we'll keep reading, but this is like I'm starting to feel like really sad because I'm
it's
like,
what, a 5-parter?
Yeah, it's a 5-parter. But yeah, like it makes me sad because I remember how hyped and how good it was at the beginning, and this is what you're doing with it. Like, we are about to hit issue 3. Where are the X-Men?
Nothing has happened.
Where are the X-Men?
And yeah, we don't have the X-Men.
We haven't seen, like, we saw Luke's Avengers once. Like, yeah, you didn't. It was not supposed to end, and whatever dumb decision they made to like make it end, misplaced. Like just on bad bad ground and everything. I don't know. Just
It's an epically dropped ball.
the one thing I will say, which I don't know if you noticed this before, but I just did here, the Ultimate logo is modified to be like the Maker's helmet for the crossover. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. I like that. But that's like all yeah, see, like that's all I've got. It's like that's a pretty cool like design thing. I like that. All right. Shall we, Andrew? That's one bad Marvel book down. Shall we get to I don't know if I would go so far as to say bad book, but an interesting one.
It was a hit and miss book.
It's a very, yeah. Let's see. Let's grab it. Let's pull it up. What does your cover look like? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, duh. Let's, guys, as always, why not close out with a good old check-in back with Peter Parker, Norman Osborn, all of our friends in Amazing Spider-Man. As Andrew said, this issue's weird. There's some really, really good moments, and then just some awful moments. But basically, if you guys recall, this is the climax to the whole Norman trying to be Spider-Man arc. He is currently being hunted by Roderick Kingsley, the Hobgoblin, who is just trying to kill the entire Goblin family, the entire legacy, just because he hates Norman. And as a part of that, the Spider Kids are all wrapped up in this fight for a bunch of reasons, yada, 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 yada. Where we open with this issue is that Norman just got stabbed by what do you call it?
The Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, the Goblin Slayer. So he just got stabbed. The fight is raging, and he is just waking up. So we do begin with something that made me laugh, because we begin with basically like Norman asleep and hearing like the Green Goblin of himself talking to him, being like, "Come on, buddy, like, what are you doing?" Sort of
his inner demon tempting him.
Yeah, the No Way Home mask scene, essentially. I laughed really hard at this though, Andrew, because even in this fantasy, down there at the bottom, like these are all the goblins ever. Even down there at the bottom, like Phil Urich is still dismembered and not technically like a real goblin. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. Like even in Norman's like view. So I was like, that's pretty good.
You don't make the cut, bro.
Yeah, right. And like I don't even want to look at, like, you don't even get to like have the membership card. But we get Todd Nack back, which I'm not unhappy to see him, but again, like, you knew what you guys were doing. Why did you have to go get him? Like,
yeah, I don't understand why they're splitting the issues at this point. Like,
what's his name? Pepe can do his part fine.
Yeah.
Romita can't.
Yeah, and his art is significantly less impressive to me. Like, I've gone on record. I've been saying this forever. I didn't even care for his stuff early on.
Yeah, in like the 500s. But I will say this, Andrew, even though you and I both have been on that like Romita, what are you doing train? Absolutely. But despite like all of that, there is a shot in here where I'm like, you can still do this if you really wanted to. Like, you're clearly being a lazy piece of shit. But we'll get to it. So, yeah, the Goblin fight is happening. Roderick's telling them what to do. Essentially, it boils down to Norman and Miles, and Norman goes, "Miles, can you basically, like, how much bioelectricity can you generate?" And he goes like, "A lot, but if I do it here, I'll knock out everybody. Like, all the spiders are down. Like, we're toast if it doesn't work." And Norman basically goes, "You need to trust me. Do it." And I'll admit, I really like this panel. I really like whenever Miles's armor glows with his electricity, just the visual of it. I am still fine with him having bioelectricity. That's fine with me still. The sword is where I start getting like, this is stupid, and the Kamehamehas. But like, remember when he just had like the little venom zap? Like, yeah, that works. Like, I'm okay with that. Which was
Spider-Woman's power first.
It was, but now she can do it from a distance. I did like this little line here too, because when Miles lets it out, Norman goes, "I did not know that he could release all of it at once. He calls it max power. Don't hold it against him. He's young." I was like, yeah. Like that sounds like the stupid type of like name I would have given something. But dumb teenage. Biofield goes off, fries all of the Goblin Slayers, and also every spider except Norman. And at that moment, I did like this. Did you realize what was happening here? Because it's a little confusing. What do you realize what took off the bots from behind him? Because they start getting back up, and Miles and him are like, they're coming, and he activates execute murmuration, which is like a protocol code, and they all get swept out. Did you realize what happened?
Maybe I didn't.
He's summoning all of his gliders.
Oh, it was all of them. Okay, because
That's-
I thought he summoned one of them, but it didn't occur to me that maybe he summoned a bunch of them. Because of course he has spares.
There's that last bubble. He goes, Oscorp security. Are there any of the flock left from murmuration? I need a ride. So I'm like, oh, that's probably multiple of them. And so I was like, that's interesting. I'm not against that, especially with like Norman. How do I flip a new leaf? What do I do with all of that stuff? I was like, okay, that works. From there, we just get a quick update on Peter's hot boss, who is just kind of stressing out from everything that's been going on between the lab accident, and then she's on site when all the patients from the Oscorp building start getting rushed in. So she's just having a bad one. But from there, Roderick is still on his warpath against all the goblins, and his next target is Normie and Liz, and I think he has like a brother. So basically Norman's going for them, or Roderick is going for them. But before Roderick can do anything, Norman appears in his goblin attire. I want to note this though, Andrew. I'm really, really fucking sad because I genuinely thought Roderick was going to like dive in and she was going to go, Mercy, whatever her symbiote is.
Yeah.
She still has it. And so I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, and you and I like that one. So I was like, oh yeah.
No,
like,
I think it's got a great design.
And like, she uses it well. Like, she's not trying to be another hero. She just has it. So like, I was like, oh, Roderick's got no idea. She has it and
uses it when she needs it.
Right. And I was like, oh, Roderick's got no idea. And then, okay, fine. But I would have loved to have seen that sort of like, oh, I didn't know that intel. But with Norman's arrival here, we start getting, I will give Kelly a lot of credit here. I actually really like this monologue that Norman starts to go into. Because as he's kicking Roderick's ass, he's basically going, I tried to be Peter. I tried to escape the goblin. Like, I can't, like, that's not who I am. Like, I am not a Peter Parker. I am not inherently a good person. Like, I have to stop trying and just embrace who I am, right? And he even, there's a moment where he's like, you, like, remember being a god, like, what is that for you? Like, what is this fight for you? Don't let him survive. Like, don't let him talk. Make him scared to, like, ever say your name again. And, you know, Peter or Norman is just going crazy. Even, like, right here. This to me felt like his Spider-Man moment, Andrew, because, like, they both fall. Norman catches himself with his webs. Roderick hits a car. Roderick's like, okay, wait, like, time out. Like, let's talk. And he's just like, Norman, say something. And, like, Norman just, like, looks unholy and just...
He's locked in.
Yeah, and that's... no scarier moment in all of comic books than when Spider-Man is locked in. You're like, it's like, you're not
when
dead.
When Peter stops joking, you are in a bad place.
Right. Like, it is over. But so Norman rocking him, picks up his sword. You know, I'm the hunter. I know my creed. I know who I am. This is the panel, by the way, Andrew, that bottom one where I'm like, Ramita, you can do it. Like, that's a really good emotional, like, page or panel, and the color, like, for Ramita, not like in general, but for him. And I'm like, give us that and not Bailey without his web, right? Like, come on, like, what are we doing? But as you know, the conclusion there is he's like, I can't escape Goblin, but what is the line? Yeah. He's like, the past wants me to do this. He doesn't kill Roderick. He puts it down and he goes, I am done wallowing in what was or pretending at what is not. I am Norman Osborn, a bad man who chooses to be better than I was yesterday. And like, look, it's still kind of weird because this is fucking Norman, who's like,
good line.
It's an amazing line. Like, if it weren't,
that's the kind of line. it's that kind of thing, and like the inner monologue stuff that Kelly's been doing with this book that sells me on what this will
Right.
ultimately be a temporary thing, but it's selling it to me genuinely in the moment.
Well, how many times have you and I gone like, if only this was 20 years ago, before this was like kind of hack, like they could have really rocked with this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, just like as you and I know, status quos and marketing, right? Can't have a good Norman Osborn by the time the next Spider-Man movie comes out and all that fun stuff. So,
Correct.
Unfortunately, or I guess, I don't know why I said unfortunately. Either way, whatever my segue was going to be, Norman has an amazing sort of moment where, like, again, like it's Norman, but that's the sort of like, I can get more behind, oh, I'm a bad guy who's just trying to do better, rather than like, I'm a bad guy who's good now, right? Because it's like, you got to earn that. And I think this is like Norman sort of realizing that, and him taking that on him, like that's great. Like, wish it was a lot earlier, but here we are, right? From there, we just get the most random fucking like twist that the person behind it all was Osborn's ex-wife, like Emily. Okay, like, huh? Like, why wasn't it just Roderick?
She hasn't appeared at all in this arc.
No,
right?
She hasn't. Nobody said anything about even like, I know him, or we have like none of that. She's just here now. Like, it, for no reason, just no reason. It was so, I actually thought it was Teresa at first. And I was like, oh, that's way crazy interesting. No, it's just Emily. She's there. But that, from there, we lead into sort of what you and I were talking about, where Norman, he's accepted where he is in life. He's moving forward. Pete's home. And can I just say I fucking hate this? Like,
there's a world where this works, and works really well. Unfortunately, it's not the world we live in. Because this is a Peter moment, but it's a Peter moment if he had the context of what Norman was actually trying to do.
That didn't make any sense to me.
Peter just shows up out of the blue, sees Norman wearing essentially his suit, and at least what we're given in the book, he has no context for that. So he has no idea. And even though Peter has been showing throughout this run that he believes in Norman, and he believes that Norman can be a better person,
right?
This is that moment where you test that and show that Peter is still a flawed person. And though he wants to believe in the best of people, when he has history with people, that still can crop up. And if he saw Norman wearing a suit, a Spider-Man suit,
yes,
like that could make all sorts of negative thoughts go through his mind. Like, what have you been doing in my name?
In my name. And then, like, if we wanted to link it back, because I just remembered looking at this panel, like his bracers and stuff, you could have had Pete go like, oh, so you're not only mocking me, you're mocking my dead brother Ben. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I am not okay here. And like, yeah, just like if it, all right, like there's
this is missing like
so much context,
2 or 3 pages worth of context.
Like, even if I wanted to be super generous, right? Like, stupid as it was, Peter actually has been back for a week because he showed up last week in Miles Morales, which equally stupid because he's just there. They don't talk about it. He's just like, hey, I'm back from space. Bye. So, like, huge devil's advocate, if he had talked to Miles about that, and he's like, oh yeah, did you know, like, Norman was in your suit or something? He would,
and like, that, like, Miles tells him, like, it seems like he's kind of actually trying to
in this moment, when Norman goes like, I tried, the response from Peter wouldn't be this emotional, like, I hear you, I understand what was in your heart, like, I know what the outside looks like, but I know your soul moment. It would be like a, you know, like, I heard from Miles, like, you didn't do half bad, man. Like, thank you. Like, it wouldn't be this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it just feels really weird. And it also feels weird to me that Norman has been shitting his pants this entire time about, like, where's Peter? And he shows up and he just goes like, I tried. No fault here. Like, I don't know, man. It's just...
Yeah, this is man, this should have been a far more climactic moment.
Well,
And
that's
it could have had so much genuine emotional impact.
it. I mean, we could have. Do you remember the issue
You could have
where
spent almost a whole issue
that's what I was
on
saying.
like them
Hashing it out.
catching each other up.
Right. I mean, do
Right?
you remember that issue years ago? I think it was Slot, but where Peter has dinner, like Spider-Man has dinner with Jonah,
Mhm.
and like that's the entire issue. And it's amazing. I'm with you. You could have done an entire thing here.
No, wasn't that Spencer's run?
Was it Spencer's run?
I think that was Spencer's run.
I can't remember at this point anymore. Like,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I want to say that was
I
Spencer's
know.
run.
I want to believe it's Spencer. I don't
'Cause
want to
I
give Slot
vaguely
credit for
remember
anything.
it. Right? We really want to try to limit the number of times we give credit to
We
Slot
already gave
for
him.
anything he does
Yeah,
on
we
the
already gave him like a
Spider-Book.
Superman bump. All right, like he's
Yeah,
got
we gave
enough
him
credit
that.
for tonight.
Yeah.
But I guess the last quick thing I will say to you is like I love now. I hate how he draws the Technorachnid suit.
I don't know. Yeah, there's something about
It's
it that it
like,
just doesn't.
yeah, I can't
quite
land
fit
on.
for me.
It feels like flaky lizard skin and yeah, like I feel like he's leaning more messy, which is like
Mhm.
maybe in that first fight when he put it on, but like as we've seen him fight and get a better relationship with Glitch, like it's
Mhm.
becoming more standard. Even though it
Yeah.
has like the panel, like the circuitry highlights, but yeah, I was like, Todd, I love you. This is kind of a miss. I didn't really like it. But that is where we are with ASM. I think both you and I, we really liked the intrapersonal Norman stuff, but then
Yeah.
the rest of like
It was honestly the most interesting thing going on in the Spider-Man title.
it really was. And this, like, I am kind of just genuinely in like praise mode where like you guys, like Kelly, you ended that in probably the best way you could have, like objectively,
Mhm.
where everything lands, everything makes sense for the characters, and yeah, it's just everything else around it. Why are we here? Why did we need to extend this apparently? Because you got Todd on here to do art? Like, what are we, I just had a thought. I wonder if they needed to extend this arc to make Spider-Man, like at the time of it, like available Armageddon. Right? Like maybe they were like, because now we'll do this.
Because they're gonna do this, then we got the Death Spiral thing
Right.
happening next.
Exactly.
Right?
Like we'll go into that immediately, and then we'll go into
next month, right?
Yeah.
Is when that starts.
And then I think right after Death Spiral will lead right into like the Armageddon stuff. So it doesn't leave them like a Wally Bees time. So maybe there's something like that. But
maybe. I'm just annoyed that I'm gonna end up buying 9 copies of that first issue because of all the Iban covers.
is that only for issue 1? I thought it was. Oh, I guess it's 9 of them, huh? Yeah. So it's probably like 1. Yeah. I will too.
It's annoying. Those are gonna be a pain in the butt to get our hands on too. I guarantee it.
I've been over the last few years. They did Stegman when Venom, like the end of Venom, like the King in Black stuff was starting up. He did variant covers for like 9 or 12 issues that were parodies of like the Other. Like remember the old Other covers, and they're all different Venoms, and they're really cool, and I want them all, but you can only find like maybe one ever anywhere, and it's not like I don't want to do that thing where like you buy 1 or 2 of them, and now you're like, oh, I have to go get the rest of them. I have to go get the rest of them.
Because then it's like, now you gotta go buy secondhand or whatever, and
oh wow, Spider-Man and Jonah issue was Spectacular Spider-Man 6 from Zdarsky. Okay, but there has to be 2 then, right? Like
there's 100% one during Spencer and Otley's run.
Okay, yeah, because
But the one that you might have been thinking of was probably the Zdarsky one.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Or maybe.
Who knows? Who freaking knows? What is it? Oh, damn it. I had like a variant thing I was going to say. I don't know. It's gone. But, yeah. Spider-Man, I guess we'll see what's coming next. Dude, it's the next issue where I'm like, I'm worried. Because if it doesn't play out even slightly according to all of your predictions, it's going to be bad. Like I'm gonna be annoyed if
Well,
Ben
I think
and
my setup was probably demonstrably better than what we're gonna end up getting. And
I
that's not a knock to Kelly because he's a
no,
good writer, but we
it's a
also know
knock
how the
on
Spider-Man
Marvel,
office
right?
is, right? Marvel editorial, specifically the Spider-Man office, though also the X office, are just retarded. Um,
Just like
and
through
they
and
have
through.
no clue what they're doing. They cannot allow a good or interesting thing to exist or last, or coalesce. Like, you have a lot of things that could
Coalesce is a
coalesce into
really
a
good point.
really cool thing. You know, you've got your X as the Venom symbiote right now.
Oh
You've
yeah,
got your, former rival slash villain as the current
you.
Carnage symbiote
Oh wait,
right
yeah,
now,
that too,
which
yeah.
is like a far
Eddie.
more dangerous Venom, right? And then you've got this was the thing that annoyed me where like it seemed like out of nowhere Ben was like,
Just like
yeah, I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah,
Right?
like okay.
Like, oh, so you did that for 5 minutes and then like, I've had enough of this. Like, oh, what,
There's
really? Okay, because that removes one of those
I
potential
know,
friction points for Peter
but it's not just
when he comes back
one
to Earth, right? Where he's
point
like,
because it's
my clone is
yeah.
living my day life, and then my former arch nemesis
Like if it weren't
is wearing
for
my tights.
Death Spiral and Armageddon, I would be okay with a sort of like 90s style arc where like Spider-Man crashes out for like so he comes home and then for like the next 3 or 4 months he's like I'm just gonna be Ricochet. Forget I don't fuck this. Like I don't need this. Like that would have been
Yeah,
really fun, but unfortunately, you got to have your events. You got to get everybody buying everything, buy every issue.
don't need a Spider-Man event right now.
But we're gonna get one. Hooray! Let's see. Is there anything else you want to hit tonight? Oh, we didn't even hit Batman, but I feel like that's a long discussion.
Yeah, yeah, we can table that
Yeah, we'll
one.
table that one. It was good though, guys. It was very
It
very
was.
good. We will have a lot to say on it when we get there. But yeah, we're hitting our
Jimenez continues to be the GOAT.
dude. He's so. I hate how good he is. Like it's ah. Like why can't there be more of you? Why are you hogging it? And you're hot, and you're like invited to everything, and your wife's hot. Like go away. I hate you, Jorge Jimenez. Like um let's see. I guess yeah. With that, I guess it's probably time for you and I to head out of here. Andrew, what do you want to say to everybody? What do you want to promo? What should I pull up for you?
Gosh, I think the main thing is make sure you guys go subscribe to Room of Requirement, Mary's and my Harry Potter lore channel, which we've put a lot of time and energy into. We got some great editors working on the videos. We've got some really, really cool videos lined up because right now you guys got to understand the videos that are currently posting are like the ones that we started on like a year
Yeah, like
ago.
they've been in
And so
the
that
pop.
was when Mary and Dylan were first like starting to try and get back into like video editing and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And they already look good, but the stuff that they're doing now is like so much better, and I can't wait for you guys to see those because I'm super proud of the work that we've done on it because we want to approach the channel from a number of different angles. We want people who are new to Harry Potter to have that like entry level content, but we also have like a lot of deep cut lore content in there that like you're unlikely to find in most other places.
And
So
you guys do something I really like because like obviously I know Harry, I don't know deep dives, but like you'll say something and then you will immediately like give the context, right? Like
mm,
they, Harry didn't want to, do this because of the time he, he fought with Ron, and then you guys will go like that actually happened here, and this is what it was, instead of just being like, what the fight was about.
that's actually one of my favorite parts of the videos that we do, and that was actually Mary's idea.
Good.
The book inserts.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
where and the way that they animate it is really cool too, where she actually pulls up what looks like the book and goes to the page and we'll read that page, right? From the actual source material. And it looks really cool, I think. I
No,
love how
that's a
it turned
really
out.
cool transition thing. I like, and and you guys highlight it. I should
Yeah.
probably watch instead of just putting it on to listen to.
Yeah, the editing is something we're super proud of. And I'm especially proud of that book insert idea for Mary.
No, that's
Like,
really that's really
one of
cool,
my
Mayor.
that's one of my favorite things that we've done with the channel so far. So yeah, guys, please subscribe to that. And those who pre-ordered my Rippazine, the CGCs left Florida yesterday or the day
Is
before
that
yesterday.
where CGC is located?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
I didn't know where they were located. I just didn't think Florida.
they will at the earliest get to our warehouse tomorrow, but it's probably more likely they'll get there Monday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably because it's maybe they'll get the. Do you guys do Saturday deliveries out in Texas?
We do, but I don't think we have them set up for our warehouse
Oh,
because
yeah,
our warehouse team doesn't work.
It'll probably
Saturdays.
have
They
like a
only work,
notice or something that's
weekends.
like no deliveries on Saturday, something like that. But
Yeah.
still sold out.
Goes
What are the reprint plans?
Sold out at the moment. We'll reassess what our inventory looks like after the warehouse team ships out and fulfills the pre-orders, and then we'll see what we have left to work with. Hopefully we'll have more than enough to be able to make it live on the website again, because I like making us money and I want more people to be able to read it and tell me whether or not they liked it.
Well,
So.
I just had like a kind of a cool like vision of the future where it's like maybe you guys don't go and reprint this one, but hopefully the interest in the sellout will get you another Blue Shift story, so you do that and then you throw it in in there, right? Like at the end or at the beginning. And now the Rippazine's even more collectible because it's like, oh shit, like it never got reprinted ever again.
Yeah, that would be cool too. It would certainly add to the value.
All right. Before we move on from Rippaverse, though, I will also say I would recommend, if you should already, but go follow Andrew on Twitter or on Instagram because he's been getting a lot of Blue Shift fan art and it's all great. And so it's really cool to see Andrew getting the love and the support, and then also seeing just the really cool takes people are doing on it. I mean, this is just a really good one, but then you go over here and it's just, we all know and love it. We all know and love Sonic Adventure 1, right? Or 2.
Sonic Adventure homage.
Yeah, right?
I love that one.
Yeah, there's lots of cool fan art coming out for Blue Shift specifically. I'm sure for all of Rippa, but I only care about Blue Shift. But yeah, so follow him over there. All of that fun stuff. Room of Requirement, I dropped the link there. All the links to the Rippaverse stuff are in the description down below in this video. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, guys, boundingintocomics.com every day for new news. Unfortunately, for the next 2 weeks, I'm not going to be streaming right now just because we had some kind of big things blow up admin-wise. Nothing bad, just tedious that I need to take care of. So I've got to handle that, but we'll be right back here. Same bat time, same bat channel next week for foil variant. Are you going to do a stream this weekend?
I'm going to try.
Yes.
I'm going to try. I enjoyed doing the solo gaming streams as kind of a wind down.
Yeah.
So I might try to do one like Saturday afternoon or something. We'll see.
Yes, those are my favorite. I don't know why. I really like them on Saturday afternoons. But yeah, guys, until then, everybody take care. Everybody be good. Don't read DCKO Boss Battle.
Oh God.
We didn't even mention this, but I guess this is the perfect like stamp. If you guys read the previews, you read the fights.
Yeah.
Like that's not even there's maybe like one page that wasn't pre-released. It's that bad. Like it's really that bad. But hopefully next week brings some really good stuff. There was some kind of good stuff this week as well with all the absolutes, and now I'm just vamping. So I'm going to look down here, find the button, and say goodnight. We're out of here.
Night, guys.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?